इतना इतना मेरा नाम मत चिल्लाओ, नर्वस हो जाते हैं नहीं तो। गुड मॉर्निंग सभी को। मेरा नाम अर्जुन राय है और हम फिफ्थ बैच का ग्रीन अप फेलो था। और अभी हम टेक्निकल टीम में भी है ग्रीन अप का। तो गाना तो इतना गाने नहीं जानते लेकिन ट्राई करेगा। ऐसा लगता है कुछ राज है, इसे कहना चाहूँ पर मैं कह पाऊँ। कोई तो रह जाती है तेरी खामोशी। तेरा पता क्या ऐसा भी होता है प्यार, खुदा तेरा पता क्या ऐसा भी होता है प्यार। काला काला कागम जाने कम लगे दासे, दोनों काला का चिराना जिला। काला काला कागम जाने कम लगे दासे, दोनों का चिराना बोला है जिला। तुम हो मोरी 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 गिरदासी कागम तो तुम इसी कागम जाने। काला काला कागम जाने कम लगे दासी, दोनों काला का चिराना बोलो हंजिला। हो गया हो गया।
say la ane nam a yuan Marlin khai qua mặt trăng hianin tu đắng ngay lâu tiền căn lên nát lang khi ngày lai azua lung lên na luai cây rồng hồ mà tiến lên cái doang lâu sam tang ding đi chốc lấy ba lệ thình tin lên buang ăn vun dâu tùy thiang đô sa tin lên lên trong tin lệ lên ram đaya lang tin chuan lang qua charlin kan le la tlang ki ai lai azua lu le na luai ke zong mo ma tin le zuang lo lai kwa lo mui zan kwa lo thim tuan zai rel va Cheers.
साउंड तो आएगा ही आएगा। तो डाल देना, वही बोलिए हमने डाल दिया। यहाँ ज़्यादा मुझे एम्बिएंट आएगा। चालू हो गया लाइव।
थैंक यू।
करो इसको थोड़ा सा, इसको ये ठीक है। ये थोड़ा ये
Good morning, everyone. I hope you've had a wonderful rest. And thank you, Pao, Yamba, and Arjun, for your soulful music and ushering us into this beautiful day ahead.
ये कौन सा गाना है?
Look deep into nature, and then you will understand
फैन नहीं करना है,
everything
बस चल
better.
रखो।
And that's what we are doing here. We've been doing that for the last 2 days, and we do that also today. Before we begin, we would like to thank all our supporters for the fellowship and the festival, Royal Enfield, Rohini Likani, Paul Hamlin Foundation, and A-Tree. I hope you know what you are doing. You are interconnecting us across this huge landscape of the Northeast. You know, we've been seeing the young people from across, not just the Northeast, but from other parts of the country as well, coming into the region and forming relationships and friendships that goes way beyond the work that they are doing together in their project sites. Today we begin our day with a film that follows our very own alumni, Rejoice Gasa. He is a passionate bird guide and staff member in the biodiversity department at the Mukunda Hospital in Karimganj, Assam. He shares his deep love for nature, and I'd like to call Rejoice on stage to set the context for the film we are about to watch. Rejoice?
वो वाला जो वो वाला इसमें सेट करना पड़ेगा ये।
Hi everyone. Good morning to everyone. Nice to see all of you again. And we are going to present. Okay. I'm Rejoice Gasa from the third batch from Karimganj district of Assam. We are going to show a film on the healing power of forest, which was made in Mukunda Hospital and Dosdeva, the place where I live. So I work under Mukunda Christian Hospital, which is actually a hospital, but we have a biodiversity department, and I also happen to be a part of the nature club, which was formed by my mentor, Dr. Vijayanand Ismail. And so in this film, you will see a little bit of our work with the hospital and how the hospital into conservation, and also I have started ecotourism for birding and butterflying in my place, and that also will take us through in the film, and then maybe after we watch the film we can have a Q&A and we will get more into what we are doing in Karimganj. Thank you.
This film was made by Dailong Paslen, Deep Chetri, Lobsong Namgyel, and Mukrang Taimong. I'd like to call Dailong and Mukrang on stage. And Deep Chetri.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Good morning. My name is Deep Chetri. So I am from Kalimpong, West Bengal. So yeah, over.
Good morning everyone. My name is Mukrang Taimong and I'm from West Karbi Anglong, Assam. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good morning. Nice to see you again. My name is Dayan Basri from Dosdewa.
Okay, so we just made an attempt to showcase what Rejoice has done in last few years in Karimganj Dosdewa. It's a small community forest of around 80 square kilometers, and he is putting in tremendous effort in terms of conservation and coexisting with the nature. So I hope you like the film. Please watch. Thank you.
For me, nature is everything. Like, because once you love nature, once you love wildlife, once you know conservation, you are a better person. Because when you love nature, when you love wildlife, you don't exploit anything and you don't harm anyone. I'm Rejoice Kasa. I'm from Dosdewa in Karimganj district of Assam, and I work in Makunda Hospital as a staff in Biodiversity department. I also do bird guide as my place is now one hotspot for birding. So I do bird guide. So I started birding since 2015 when I joined Makunda. Before that, I knew nothing about birding or anything. So Dr. Vijayanand, who was my mentor, he only taught me. Of course, 17 I was in greenhouse. But whenever I came back, I started birding till 18, 19. So from 21, I started bird guiding here. Because from till those 3-4 years, I learned all about these birds and document them. After documenting all these birds, I realized the spots where to see them and what are the important birds here. And so that's how we start birding here. Then I started making guest house and involving these boys to train them so that they also will guide other members. Bird species we have the Van Hassel sunbird, which is very rare and mostly it's common in Dosdewa only. Black-headed bulbul also. Seen in Tripura, but here you see them a lot. If you travel by near your house, they come and all that. And we have the golden crested myna, which migrate here every winter. And also we have the Siberian blue robin, which migrate here in winter. Asian star-tail also. So these are some very important birds, why birders and photographers come to see them. Forest is like mixed forest, so there are a lot of fruiting trees for birds to feed. So they're all year round, and so birds don't have to go far away because all the tree species are still here. So many birds are there to feed, and many fruits to feed also. Macracantha arcuata. It's a longhorn spider. Macracantha arcuata. Scientific name. See? It's very good. The color also is very good. See? The color. terms of conservation, they are indirectly doing conservation. They are not cutting trees. They are just doing palm plantation, and trees are still there. So indirectly they are protecting the forest, also the animals, because the animals are not going to go anywhere because they are food. These trees are preserved, and these Khasi people here, palm plantation means they need a lot of trees. They need more big trees, more tall trees, because as the taller the tree is, the more palm you have, no? Because the creeper will go high and produce more leaves. Conservation wise, even if they don't have the concern, even if they don't have the idea of doing it, I feel like they are doing it indirectly because of the way of livelihood that they are practicing. Community involvement is very important anywhere in India or in Northeast. Community involvement in conservation is very important. When you talk about community, you mean people who live in remote places and in remote areas. And especially when it comes to conservation, these are the only people who live close to nature, especially in Northeast, in tribal areas. Forest is healthy means we are also healthy. We get good health. We don't get noise pollution. We don't get air pollution to say. People with 60, 70 years old here still climb trees, still playing football with us, and the trees are helping us because they provide us good oxygen, good air to live, to breathe. Pani pun kejut. Ni kejut saya pantang kari itu sekarang jat kari perut ke bau. Nanti ibu kari lu kata-kata. Por. Daung gari dekari kami semua ke perut ri harpon. Hei pari jan di sep kejut corona sep harpon mi galakan ni.
So we are actually a charitable hospital. So it's a mission hospital. It was restarted in 1992. We are actually a society. It's called as Makunda Christian Equestrian General Hospital Society. So basically we are more focused on poor. It's like a poor-centric hospital. We are in a place where there are a lot of need around. So especially people who belong to like tribal communities or refugee camps or tea garden communities. And most of the people around this place are mostly come from a very financially constrained families. And for them to access help is one of the major challenges. So in order to access help, they have to really travel very far. So one of our main aim was to provide them high quality medical care at an affordable cost. We felt that we have to be good stewards of the nature, of where we are living. So in that way we try to preserve or we try to protect the forest lands, like making sure that there is not much of deforestation.
So Makunda Nature Club was formed because Dr. Vijayanand, who was the then CEO of Mapunda, he was interested in birding, like all types of photography, like macro photography, like amphibians, reptiles. He photographed moths, butterflies, and all. After doing so, he thought, why not we make a nature club so that we have a school also, so that children can get involved in the school. You know, it's easy to tell elders about conservation, to stop them from hunting or exploiting forest or wildlife. Once you start conservation, like I said, you have to involve community, and it's very difficult. When you tell one elder like why conservation is important, why protection of wildlife and nature is important, protection of forest is important, he tells you we have been hunting long back and animals are still here. Because of us, the trees are here. But there are so many ways which I can convince them why it is still important after you do so much, because there are so many animals that have gone extinct from here. So these are the challenges that I keep on repeating, people talking to them why it is important to protect. So why conservation is important, because when there is conservation, there is something different that you see in the future.
We're all aware that we're on the last and final day of the Green Hub Festival. Never a day without excitement. So I have to make this announcement that there's going to be a technical switch from the generator to the main line. So I've been requested that we need to halt our proceedings for about a minute. So kindly bear with us.
Just check your white buttons.
that I can make. So, and he said, oh, you really know all the birds? I said, yes. And he said, but you're in the school. I said, whenever I go home back, I shoot all those birds. That's our, leisure time. We have nothing to do because we don't have Facebook, we don't have mobile at that time. So that's the only thing we do, and we go and jump on the grasses, and we go play football and cricket and all that. So then when I met him, we discussed and all that, and he thought, why not we come and join as a staff, and we form a nature club together. So, and he said, because I'm here only for another maybe 7 or 8 years, and I'm going to retire, and I want someone to take over. And I said, I'm happy to help you for in the beginning, in 2016. So I was there just to help him, and maybe he can find someone and employ someone who is good, who may be a biologist or a science stream student. But then as we continue for 1 year, I've learned all the birds, whatever is there in that area, because I know them their local names and their behaviors. And then in 2017, we had a test called something called Green Hub. So I came here in 2017 as a third batch, and that's how the story starts.
That's the story for the sequel for the filmmakers to make. I think your story is as fascinating as the film, if not more.
Hello, and I would also like to add how Dr. Vijayanand actually started. So I was fortunate enough to meet him once. The first day when I was supposed to leave for my internship, actually Dr. Vijayanand visited Green Hub, and we have spoken to him. So he said, so going back to the history part, the king of Kachar, he donated 1,000 acres of land to open this Christian hospital, because then gradually it got reduced to 350 acres, which is today. And then for some reason it got closed for a long period of time. Then a couple from Vellore, they came here to revive the hospital. So Dr. Vijayanand, he's an orthopedic surgeon, and his wife, so she's a pediatrician. So they came here in 1992 and they set up the hospital again, revived the hospital again. So actually he didn't have any kind of formal education, or he didn't have any kind of interest in photography altogether. But one day he suffered from diabetes, and his doctor prescribed him, why don't you start walking? Oh, heart attack, sorry. So why don't you start walking? So he started walking, and while walking he said, I started noticing few things that might be very unique. So he bought a camera and he started, and maybe it would be better to call serendipity at best. That's how Dr. Vijayanand found his love, and then gradually he found Rejoice. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Dialogue, you haven't said a word. Would you like to say something? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Before joining Green Hub, I was following Rejoice by the bodyguard. Because I was just in the village only. Yes, sometimes I used to help my parents, and sometimes I just stay. And he just said to me, come, let's go in the jungle to walking to the stream. And he just buy tips and all so that I will follow him. And I just started to follow him. From there, I know the Green Hub. Thank you.
Like a good disciple, huh?
Yeah, I mean, this is very, very inspiring, and I have been to the hospital. I've seen the campus. I was fortunate enough to go with Rejoice and Dr. Vijayanand and do some birding, look at some butterflies. And this is just to add to what Ruchira asked. The healing power of biodiversity. I think it's a very unique and a great story actually. And I can't think of any hospital which has combined biodiversity, looking or protecting a forest as part of their, the treatment regime, if I want to put it that way. So that's something that is very, very inspiring for me. And if any of you want to highlight that, it will be really nice, I think. That how biodiversity really heals. So you told about Vijayanand, right? And it was the other way around actually. So he suffered from a very bad heart attack. He was very lucky to survive that. And it was through the biodiversity that he started observing that he actually healed. and he's been doing really well now health-wise. And so those are some of the things that if you, found someone else talking about such things, if you can talk about that, that'd be really wonderful, I think.
Hello. Yeah,
Just
so,
a moment. Okay.
Yeah, so the thing is at the very beginning, what came to my mind when we heard about this project was like, there will be some kind of villages where we have to just go there and we have to check what kind of water they are taking in and everything, no? Because we were said ki, first of all, it's a One Health project. So first we had to understand what is One Health first, because we were alien to that concept. So when they said ki it's about like harmony between nature and people coexisting together and all the factors. So at the very beginning, for us to understand the concept, it was a complicated thing, because simple thing we don't understand easily. It's the complicated things that we tend to get attracted towards and we grasp it, or at least we try to. So, but when we went to the ground and when we talked to the people, like we had a pre-identified notion, no, we will do it like this and then. But when we went to the ground, the people have managed it to do so, so flawlessly and so easily they are doing it. And maybe they don't have the even understanding of it. So then we thought, why don't we shoot it like this? We don't have to break things down that much, because if we start breaking down things, then it won't be their perspective. Like Rejoice have said, many things don't come to him naturally. So what we have observed in that particular place, the way people live, there is no pre-described thing like you have to do certain things like that or something. But they are doing that way. For example, they are Khasi people. Khasi people have been living on hilltops because of security purposes. They love to, they protect whatever is surrounding, nature-wise. So in a way, they are not only protecting the wildlife, but they are also doing what they are supposed to get from the nature. But at the same time, what they talk, we should know how much we should take from the nature. So that's why when they are planting the palm trees also, they just prune the trees. You would better to explain about that thing. But yeah, coming back to that thing, I think one day Nandini Velho ma'am asked me, what do you think about conservation in future? She was actually interviewing few of our fellows, so she asked me, do you think any future of conservation in Assam? Then I said, obviously I see, because when I speak to Rejoice or people like him, I see the potential, because usually what we do, we more focus on flagship species more. Like rhino, tiger, as sir said yesterday also, Hargila is like not that very pretty bird for us. But like, what about the other things? So whenever we talk about conservation or like coexistence with nature, we mostly talk about like we have to do it for the sake of conservation. No, but actually the way they are doing, the way they are saying, it's not about just conservation, but it's also about the way of life. So if we can instill that thing, instead of let's do something, or better, I would say, if it's some like undertone, if we can keep it, I think that would be more far-fetching, or like, yeah. I hope I could answer your question.
No, not a question at all. Rejoice, just every time I hear you speak, the film is beautiful, but you are such an inspiration, so thank you for doing what you do. And I don't know if you're in the mood for it. You said you could make some bird songs, and that's how we'd love to hear one of the bird songs.
Hello. This is really feeling. Should I not face you and do it?
Sunbird. Sunbird.
bird called Gaurav. Blue named Pita. How many of you have heard this call near your house? How many of you?
Luna Pita.
Blue named Pita. It's a wonderful bird. It's a ground bird, a very long leg, and every photographer wants to see this bird because you have to be it has to be your day, and then you could see it, because when you call it doesn't come out. It's under the bush, and it doesn't. And the color is perfect camouflage of the green leaves. So it's very difficult to see it. Just the male, if you happen to see it, has a blue nape here. So it's called a blue nape Pita.
Another one more.
Wow. I can't remember what word should I say.
Give something hard for me.
Kachar is very difficult.
Your Vanessa sunbird.
Okay, I'll make one pigeon. I mean, let me make one sound which everyone has it. May heard or may have seen this bird. Sorry, this is the first time doing it on stage, so I really have something.
We don't want to force you.
But there are so many birds that you all also can make. Oh wow! I don't know how many of you have heard this bird. This is called the ashy-headed green pigeon. They are a wonderful bird, looking very ashy color. You know, they're grayish white, and they're green and with a blue beak. You know, blue bill. So they are very wonderful bird, and they are called the ashy-headed green pigeon. Thank you so much. And then there's one question that you were asking, like how to take it forward or something like that with the work we are doing. Yeah. So since I'm supported by the hospital, and now that we have ecotourism running, so my future. So Deep tells me that I'm a very slow explorer, or I don't know what to call it. So it's been 8 years, going to be 9 years. So the one achievement that we have done is the Eco Club. After 8 years, like after 7 years of birding, so we could. Yeah. So, and then I think everything has its own time. But the only thing is that we don't give up and we don't look back and go back to where we are before. So we have to keep moving, because I think there's no one who will stop you. There are only things that will be like, horn scratches here and there. But the thing is you have to keep moving. And because we have so many plans, so I have planned to start a society soon, and so that because right now I have 5 bird guides, and maybe I have 2 guest houses, so around another 7 to 8 people cooking, cleaning, and helping in this short kitchen things and all that. So I feel with the population of the village, I think it's very less, and with aiming to have one society, we get more people get involved, and in this way, like be it the cooking, be it the sweeping, cleaning, all the ladies will be involved, and going to the forest, carrying things, carrying camera, carrying tripod, the males will be doing. So this is a slow process, but this is our plan. So when every of the community gets involved, financially they are also gaining, and also they will love to do something that's in their village and in the forest, because they've been growing up there. So I think this will really help us in conservation, and this forest will remain as it is.
Just wanted to share one thought that is coming right now. We also had the privilege to visit a few times to the Makunda hospital, as well as the forest, and also Dosdeva. So, and it's really inspiring, Rejoice, as a fellow, as an alumni of Green Up, as a family, and how you are leading, like how we have seen your brother Jimmy and Dailong, and also your younger brother now. So it's really inspiring, and how you are leading a community there and sowing the seeds in their life. It's hats off. It's hats off to you, and now also. Deep and Mokrang, you have visited there, and you have the seed in you. So that's the important thing you have got, and now this is your responsibility to just spread the seed more further. So keep the spirit on.
Thank you, Gaurav. I also would like to request Rejoice, please tell them about, they have discovered a new species. We have so many of us knows, but so many of us who doesn't know. Hello. We have written around now 16 articles with the species that are very rare in that area, and we also have recently discovered one new moth. We named it after the hospital, which is called Endoclita macunde. So this is one of our first discoveries. Thank you.
Okay, James, this will be the last question, please. Yeah.
Yeah, Rejoice. Yeah, it's a wonderful thing, and Baker also. No, my question is to Rejoice. I'm very curious about the migratory birds, and I think you're the right person to answer me. I want to know, like, these migratory birds from Serbia and all, when they migrated here. So how long do they stay here? Do they build their own place during those time in the forest?
Okay, nice question. Most of the breeding happens with birds. Breeding season starts from mostly like February end or March till May, June. Before the strong wind comes, nature is built in such a way that nothing happens to anyone. So before the strong wind comes, so if they start nesting by March, say by April they already lay the eggs, end of April they hatch, May they start flying their chicks. And at the end of May, in so many places you had these cyclones and rains and all that. So I think nature is so nicely built that they should not be disturbed. And after that, in Siberia and Russia and the Himalayas, a lot of snow happens. So these birds, as soon as September comes, at high altitude, it starts snowing. So there's no place to feed or to stay. For that is one of the reasons. There are so many reasons why they migrate, but that is one reason. So they migrated from the end of September or in the beginning of October, because those places are already snowed. And then they start flying for maybe 10 to 15 days. Some small bird takes 15 to 20 days. And by the time they reach, it will be like October or November. And they stays, I think in my place, some birds stays really longer than their, native. Because they stay from September, they come from September and goes back in the end of March or first week of April. Mostly at that time, last week of March or first week of April, we stop seeing them. So I think most of that time, that is why some of the birds grew up in our village. Because when they come, they have this white color hair feathers, and pale head, and then little less feathers on the neck, and then so we keep taking the photographs. So every guest from October last or November 1st till April start taking those photographs. When you compare all those photographs together, you can see the bird growing, and in April it has fully grown into an adult bird. So yeah, thank you. I hope that answers the question.
Sorry, Shivansh, I have to take your question.
I'm sorry, Banu, but I just felt, just to round this whole session off, it's so beautiful and inspiring. I just want to thank you, Rejoice, for everything, and thank you for putting it together. And the healing idea is really great. My question is, Dailong, I know you're already with Rejoice. My question is to Deep and Mukram. Whatever you have learned from here, you're from Kalimpong, you're from West Caribbean. How would you take this forward? Like, does this give you any kind of direction to what you would want to do and recognize your areas in different ways, or your communities and forests and biodiversity in different ways?
So, yeah, thank you for the question, ma'am. So, yeah, exactly, ma'am. Like, after watching him, I just go back to my home and exploring my forest and all. So now we are trying to doing some birding, and we are also trying to learn birding and all. So
also identified more than 78 species of butterflies in Ukhrul district, which never happened before. So I am directly in contact with Jatishwari Rumbam sir. He is based in Czechoslovakia now. So we are trying to document the butterfly in Ukhrul district. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. But you know what I noticed? The four-legged creature on the stage was all quiet and peaceful, but Rejoice, your copycat call of the ashy green-headed pigeon was so real that it woke up. I was just wondering whether you could do it once more and see if it works. The call.
Make it call then.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and we are taking a lot of your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That was a wonderful session, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, as you all did. Our next film now takes us to Hebamlo village, a quintessential Naga village in Perin district, and where recently, just last week in fact, the Tawny Emperor, the butterfly, was sighted. This is the second sighting of this butterfly after 100 years. This village is of the Zeme community, and Hebamlo is a village which has the responsible tourism project, ongoing responsible tourism project, and it provides an alternative source of livelihood. I'd like to call Jiten and Mobo on stage to tell us more about themselves.
hello. So, good morning everyone. I am Mobo and this is Jiten. We are part of the GreenUp Responsible Tourism First Batch. So we're the alumni and we've been working in this village for the past 2 years. So, I was expecting this week, yeah. So our team working in the village was reconnecting nature through culture, because we believe that culture, tribal culture and traditions is always intertwined and linked with nature. And when we move out, if we change, when we move forward, change our way of life, and then that something is lost in translation. There are many things which is important in a culture, which kind of correlates with how nature treats us. So, based on that, we decided to work on preserving, conservation and preservation of culture. Through that, we believe that we can bring about, the conservation of nature also. And anything there?
मोबो ने ऑलरेडी बोल दिया है फिल्म के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत. सो अभी हम लोग के पास आप लोग को दिखाने के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा वेरी स्पेशल सरप्राइज है जो हेबामलो से आए हैं. सो वो सरप्राइज के लिए मैं स्टेज पे मिस्टर कुमरी लाल बे को बुलाना चाहता हूँ.
The man in the poster.
नागालैंड से आया है. मेरा बस्ती का नाम हेबामलो ग्रीन हब बस्ती है. इधर में ग्रीन हब फेस्टिवल है बोल के हम लोग को प्रोग्राम जानते हैं, इसलिए हम लोग भी आते हैं. यहाँ प्रोग्राम में अटेंड करने के लिए, पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए आया है. तो कैसा यहाँ में फेस्टिवल क्या है हम लोग भी देखने के लिए. हम लोग भी कुछ ही होके आया है. तो हम लोग 4 आदमी हैं बस्ती से. मैं दोनों है, फिर भाई एक है. फिर इधर में हम लोग का साथ में काम किया. तो आगे में हम लोग ग्रीन हब क्या होते हैं पता चला नहीं है, लेकिन ये मोबो आतेंग और जितेंद्र वे लोग मेरा लड़का साथ में बात करके ग्रीन हब देने के लिए क्या होगा बोल के पूछते हैं. उस टाइम में वही लोग थे आगे हम लोग को बताए तो बोस्ती लोग को लेके हमसे मीटिंग क्या है तो उसके बाद बोस्ती लोग भी अच्छा वो ग्रीन हब का मतलब तो क्या है ऐसा पूछता है उस टाइम में ग्रीन हब मतलब प्रिजर्व करने के लिए है ऐसा खबर सुनता है ऐसा बोले तो वही लोग भी अच्छा चुप थैंक यू हो के हम लोग ग्रीन हब चलते हैं फिर उसके बाद ग्रीन हब का लाइन तो कीचा होगा हम लोग ने सोच रहे हैं लेकिन वही लोग ने लाइन तो आस्ते आस्ते लेके आ गए फिर मादम बानो वो भी हम लोग को चुप सपोर्ट करके अभी तक हम चले फिर और रोल इनफिल से वो भी बोस्ती में आके प्रेजेंटेटिव कर रहे हैं हम लोग फेस्टिवल में ये जितेंद्र एक बार आ जाओ ये जितेंद्र बोस है हम लोग का साथ में घूम के क्या क्या काम करते हैं तो आप डाउन करने के लिए भी मुश्किल नहीं होता है वो परेशानी से भी चलते हैं क्या करने पाट पाट पकड़ करते हैं इसीलिए दिशा है बहुत अच्छा से काम किया
पिछली खुशी वैसे दे
ये मबोई है तो हम लोग क्या क्या करना है हम लोग सोचने के लिए नहीं सकते वो जगह में पूरा हेल्प करके आते हैं तो वो काम करके है फिर बोस्ती में आके क्या क्या लगता है वो दोनों से पूरा अरेंज किया है टेबल चेयर बेड ये पूरा अरेंज करके आया है तो ग्रीन हब साइड से हम लोग का बोस्ती को पूरा ज़्यादा मदद किया है इसलिए आप लोग ग्रीन हब लोग को धन्यवाद
हम लोग नोटिस ना हिंदी का बच्चर किया है
ये नारी फूल है नवो फिर ये बेट है रूसी ये क्या नाम था भूल गया गाना गाएगा अभी ये कहानी है। ये जंगल में चूहों का जैसा एक रूट खा के रहते हैं। वो और प्यूरा एक है, चिड़िया है, मुर्गी है, चिड़िया तो वो दोनों साथी करके प्यार साथी हो गए। दोनों कोई दिन में चिड़िया का साथ में खाना लेके गया है। तो कोई दिन तो वहाँ चिड़िया का चूहों का साथ में खाना लेके गया, खाना खाते हैं एक साथ में। तो उसके बाद वो चूहों से उसको मानता है मेरा घर में दोनों खाना खाने के लिए आप खाना लेके आओ, इसे बता दे। तो उसके बाद वो मुर्गी तो खाना लेके आया है। तो अब बाबा का पान में हम पासने से मर जाएगा, हम डर लगता है, ऐसा बोलते। तो वो से नहीं, कुछ नहीं, मेरा बाबा तो अभी खेती में चले गया, उसका काम में। तो वहाँ में पहुँचने से हम खाद देगा, फूल देगा, ऐसा बोलते हैं। तो उसके बाद वो चिड़िया तो खाना लेके आया है। तो वहाँ उसका बाबा का आम में पास गया। हाँ चाची, मैं बोला में आप बाबा का पान से बचा के हम अभी यहाँ में रहता है, कैसा करेगा? तो कौन है? तो उसने आके और उसी तो छोड़ दिया है, तो खोल दिया है। तो आराम से आके खाना खा लिया है, ऐसा बोलते हैं। तो उसके बाद मुर्गी से उसको फिर बोलते हैं मेरा बोर में काल तो आओ, खाना खाएगा, ऐसा बोलते हैं। उस टाइम में वो ने बोला नहीं, आप हमको पान में फंसने से खोलने नहीं सकेगा, कुछ नहीं है, आप हमको खोल दिया तो जैसा हम भी आपको खोल देगा बोल के वो भी आता है। तो उसके टाइम में वो चूहा को पान में फंस गया। तो अच्छा सती, मेरे को बाबा का पान से फंस गया है, हम अकेला खोलने के लिए नहीं सकते हो, या अभी आप आ जाओ, ऐसे उसको बता दे। तो वो ने आया है, तो खोलने के लिए नहीं सकता है, उसका मुख से ये थूथा या थूना मारने से भी करने से भी नहीं सकते, इसलिए वहाँ में मर गया हुआ चूहा। फिर उसने बोला है तो आप खोलने के लिए नहीं सकते हो, हम इधर से मर जाएगा। तो मैं मरने का बाद में मेरा हड्डी लेके आप फ्लू बना के बजाओ, हम दोनों की से पहले में शादी होके रहा है, तो आप भी हमको नहीं छोड़ना, लेकिन हम मर जाएगा। तो रिमेम्बर के लिए फ्लू बना के आप बजाओ, ऐसा बोल दिया जाए। तो इसलिए वो मर का बाद में वो चिड़िया ने लेके फ्लू, वो उसका हाथी से फ्लू बना के बजाता है, बोला है। तो ये लॉन्ग हिस्ट्री है, लेकिन सोच से हम बोलेगा तो अभी गाना थोड़ा यहाँ से हम बजाएगा।
Thank you, Pongri Lakbe. He is one of the few, I think he's just one of the two actually, people in his village who play the one-string instrument. And so it's really important that he's showcasing this, and hopefully it will encourage younger people in the village to take up this instrument. So we have, I'd like to invite on stage filmmaker Satabdi Barwa, who has made the film from the village which Pongri Likba comes from. It's called Hebamlo. But there's a norm in amongst communities in Nagaland where if a village is not bringing good fortune to the village, they can change the name of the village. And Hebamlo is still the official process is still on to have that village recognized by that name. But the earlier name was Besem Kilwa. And so that Besem Kilwa is now being changed to Hebamlo. I'd like to invite Shatabdi Barwa on stage to tell us a little bit about herself.
Namaskar Hokololoike. So I'm here once again after the screening of my first film. So this is my second film. So who have watched my first film, they might remember me. But for anyone who जो लोग नए से आए हैं आज, उन लोग के लिए मैं फिर से री-इंट्रोड्यूस करना चाहूँगी खुद को. So I'm Shatabdi Barwa and I'm from Jorhat, Assam. So my film is about a small village, Hebamlo, which is in Nagaland. So Hebamlo is a responsible tourism site, and 3 fellows, RT fellows from the first batch, they are working for the sustainable livelihood of the community. और जो Hebamlo में रहते हैं वो लोग जिमी ट्राइब में हैं, जिमी ट्राइब के हैं. तो फिर let's watch the film. So later we can discuss about the film. Thank you.
Mana jauh ni? Itu jauh.
My name is Mar. I'm from Dimapur. Currently, I'm doing responsible tourism project here in Nepal. It's been 1 year. For the livelihood projects, we initiated tourism model in this village, so that the villagers may somehow sustain their life through tourism works.
हाथी का दांत है। जब कोई बाहर से आता है तो अगर उसके साथ कोई नेगेटिव एनर्जी और लाइक स्पिरिचुअल पुश आ रहा है साथ में, तो यहाँ पे जब हम लोग ऐसे पैर रखते हैं तो जब हम लोग के साथ कुछ नेगेटिव एनर्जी आ रहा है तो वो उठ जाता है, हम लोग को मालूम चल जाता है और नेगेटिव एनर्जी घर में नहीं घुसता है। तो ये उन लोग का ये ट्रेडिशन है।
Yes, lagi lagi. Alam mo siya. Foto.
हम लोग का जो मॉडल है वो कल्चर बेस्ड मॉडल ही है, बिकॉज जो जिमी कल्चर है, जिमी कल्चर वो डायरेक्टली लाइक नेचर के साथ लिंक्ड है। जो भी लाइक उन लोग का एक्टिविटीज, कल्चरल एक्टिविटीज होता है वो डायरेक्ट नेचर के साथ मिलके होता है। उधर नेचर उन लोग का कल्चर है ही नहीं।
लोग है पॉपुलेशन हाई ना सीबम ने क्लब से अन्वी हदाये आरिंगे सीलम दा लुंग बेगिने संबे लाले दा ने मधु लामे गवर्नमेंट गुजाइली जे वोंबाबम जीगने लोग है कोम्पाई लाते पे मके लुंग बेसी बनाया नांग का लुंग बेसिया या समझे ही बनाने
Dokling jalan tu kita pada tu mas nak kau dah ni, itu hambi kira kalau kita nak beli semua tu.
या तो अपने घर तो ऑर्गेनिक ना
Fresh.
खेती पर आने से जंगल होते ये तो पत्ता आने से ये तो गुटी आने से पूरा ये तो मेडिसिन तो बनाए से पाउडर ऐसे ये तो फॉल फादर लोग पूरा सब लोग तो ये तो ही खाई से ना पर तापुरा ये तो वस्तु के ना बनाए से ये तो खाले की ऐसे तो ये तो अपने खान जो अपना ट्रेडिशनल सॉन्ग है ना ये तो वही
बोला तू वॉश भी ना दो लेकिन से वॉश ना दो itu siria kan ala purai uni do kita itu clock plus sunlight na di kadim bi taki do na itu siria kan ala purai itu siria ala purai kai do bo nikali jatuh iman time mai jasi notun sunlight mulai do tu jani
हमने 이제 독일 너희도 오래 뭐 하면 건설을 거였구나. 뭔 중에 이렇게 하는데 그 무슨 뭐는 그 건설을 저거도 버텨나 이제는 버텨가는 거 버텨야 되고 아무리
It's been 1 year since we have been here in this village. Since our involvement with the village has progressed a lot. Right now they are quite open with the idea of hosting tourists, and then they're quite well prepared. There are still a lot of ways to go, but for now I believe that the villages has reached a place where they can host people.
In the beginning, it was a little hard for us to penetrate the community, but after interacting with them, with the pastors, the leaders, the youth leaders, and then the Kamburas, we had meetings back to back. Then only we had a ground breaking discussion, and we made them realize that tourism can somehow help their livelihood, and even their culture and their conservation will be protected by employing this tourism model in this village.
Zai ami kulu ze suna bam ye kon re zai ko na la ne bam digine ami sui je lungdmi je sing hadui le ye ma ruka tanang ve ga je lung ze lam de taram ne I po ve ko na zain re I po ramle nangya chuna kede pere je ko na le ani I po ve klo ge dai gum zai ne sing bang le je kuin sia ta di ra me ren sak pa lu ra me.
So on the benefit that the community will gain from this project, any kind of like income that is generated in this place, that will solely go to the village with a few persons that will be set aside for the organization known as Habamlo Hill, which has been made like organized to become the ecotourism committee of the village. So which will like overlook all the projects or like tourism for maybe in hosting or maybe in activities like when they take people for trekking or maybe some kind of cultural activity performances.
le de ba de prega di te sa de se me kan ga no ta sang la ni sang la si ne no lo ka tu ngom ma kon de kan pan ni ne wang sang ni ne si sang le ma ka ngom ni ga lui lui sang da le lui sang na cái chính cái te la da na ting wang ya na cũng ngom ru ja ram bam lo ma pa pa ga dong sang le greeting
Hello, my film is High Priest of Araka.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's a High Priest of Araka. His name is Kirelo, and then he is glad to see you, to see in person. Coming to Abamlo is like a dream. And then he's saying during their childhood days, they used to hear a lot about your mom, and then they wish to see your mom and then his family, and then they never thought they will be seeing you in person. So today, by the grace of God, they have seen you in person. So they heartily welcome you in Banglo.
I wish the ecotourism initiative every success, and I encourage anyone with a sense of adventure, a love of mountains and jungles and wildlife and interesting people and cultures. I encourage anyone like that to come here.
I find that when you take people out, or when you take people for a walk and you show them nature, many people walk around without actually seeing they don't look up. They don't look at trees. They don't look very closely at things. So if you point out to them the birds, the butterflies, the trees and everything, and here we have been guided by the villagers of Abam to show the variety of the forest trees and the fruits of the forest and the nuts of the forest.
The villager is warned, there is a war, then he will get ready. So he will wear the best or the favorite soul, whatever he has. But he will wear this. Even if he die, also he will die with this clothes.
They can't really make it out how old this tree is, but it will be more than 8 years. So they have selected this tree. So this tree to predict their hunting. So this tree cannot be chopped down. Even if the big development come also, they will not touch. They will not dare to cut down this tree. So this is the trees where before they go for hunting, and after they bring the animal also, they will put down there.
Kana luan tanga sin tang na te lu te za te ga ri pui de ha ri pen na na ta pui du za dang ma si kong ki long kai lu den ke alo pri ne ta la ga ki ka ta la ka te le ri tang lang le ta ta wala nam lam na pen ne ra te ga mình mà anh tải ra cái gì tải nè là chỉ sang là bà cái nhà chỉ thấu mình là sắp đi của là đi của là các người ao đó đi là đi sang là mình bông phải gì tới ta biết nhỉ gì.
Actually, I've travelled quite a lot in Semi areas and in Naga areas, other tribal areas, and I've never had this variety of wild foods before. This is something new, and it's a great experience.
This herbs is used for dyeing the color. So these herbs will give the black color. They will smash it and then they will put in the water. So they will boil it. This is called in German Nzing Boa. So this is for red color. So yeah. Here we are. Yeah, that's the black one, that's the red one.
But this is a beautiful color, and this is a gorgeous color as well.
Basically, Jeme has 4 colors. That is white, black, red, and yellow.
I wish every success to everybody involved in this venture. I think it's a wonderful project.
That this project will be successful and it will be a role model for everyone also if it becomes a great project.
I'd like to call Shatabdi Barwa, the filmmaker, on stage. Give her a big round of applause. And just want to mention, you may have seen Katriana Child being interviewed in the film. She is the daughter of Ursula Graham Bowers. Ursula Graham Bowers was a British citizen who found herself in the Ziliang area, and later she became one of the leading, she led 150 Naga warriors during the Japanese invasion, during the Second World War in that area. And you can read about her. There's many a book about her contribution, and she became to be adopted into the Ziliang community. And Katriana continues to maintain that relationship with the Zemi Nagas. And
thank you.
All over to you.
Hello. Hi, sir. आई होप आप लोग को अच्छा लगा होगा एंड दिस वॉज अ ग्रेट जर्नी फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द जर्नी। जैसे आसाम से मतलब हेबामलू पहुंचने के लिए आसाम से दीमापुर जाना पड़ता है और दीमापुर से जालुकी, तो फिर जालुकी से जो मतलब हमको जीप पे जाना पड़े 3 hours फॉर 3 hours टू रीच हेबामलू। तो वो जो राइड रहेगा इट इज़ रियली एडवेंचरस, इट फील्स लाइक ए रोलर कोस्टर रोड, मतलब बहुत अप्स एंड डाउन्स होता है, तो इट इज़ वेरी एडवेंचरस। आप लोग अगर कभी जाना हो तो बहुत अच्छा लगेगा शायद आप लोग को। और व्हेन आई रीच हेबामलू तो एक्सपीरियंस बहुत अच्छा था। आई हैड फ्रेश एयर टू ब्रीथ एंड आई हैड सच ट्रेडिशनल फूड जो कि मैं टेस्ट कर पाई वहाँ पे। उन लोग का कल्चर बहुत रिच है, जैसे कि उन लोग का ट्रेडिशनल सॉन्ग्स, लेकिन जो ट्रेडिशन और कल्चर है उन लोग के वो धीरे धीरे ख़त्म होता जा रहा था। तो जो आर्टी फेलोज वहाँ पे रहते हैं मार मोबो जितन, उन लोग ने उन लोग की वजह से और गांव वालों के कम्युनिटी सपोर्ट के वजह से उन लोग ने इतना सपोर्ट किया कि वो अभी फिर से प्रिजर्व कर रहे हैं उन लोग का कल्चर। फिर से जो मतलब ख़त्म हो गया था वो लोग फिर से प्रिजर्व कर पा रहे हैं। और पहले जैसे कि थोड़ा वो सर्वाइवल के लिए हंटिंग भी करते थे थोड़ा बहुत, जैसे कि अभी उन लोग को सस्टेनेबल लाइवलीहुड अलग अलग जैसे कि डिफरेंट अर्निंग के लिए रास्ता दिख रहा है, तो वो हंटिंग भी अभी बहुत कम हो रहा है वहाँ पे। तो हाँ, और मुझे एक बात याद है, जब जो टूरिस्ट लोग आए थे वहाँ पे, जब वो लोग आए थे ना, तो मार मोबो जितन एक जगह पे जाके मतलब उन लोग का इमोशनल मोमेंट था, वो लोग तीनों जाके एक कोने पे रो रहे थे। हाँ, तो लाइक दे फील सक्सेसफुल दैट डे कि उन लोग ने इतना मतलब उन लोग का जो भी किया उन लोगों ने वो सक्सेसफुल रहा। एंड हाँ, वहाँ का कम्युनिटी भी बहुत अच्छे थे, कम्युनिटी लोग बहुत सारा प्यार दिया मुझे। तो आई हैव मेड फ्रेंड्स देयर। 2 लड़की थी वहाँ पे, लुलू और निंगनिंग, जो मुझे लेके पूरा गांव घुमाते थे वहाँ पे। जो कभी भी हम लोग सनसेट देखने जाते थे या मतलब पूरा दिन मैं वही उन लोग के साथ ही रहती थी मैक्सिमम टाइम। तो आई जस्ट रिमेंबर वन मोमेंट, जब मैं मतलब हेबामलू से आने वाली थी, द डे बिफोर वी लीव, वो लोग they just came to our homestay and they just started to crying, like सेमशन, मेरे साथ सेमशन भी था मेरा फ्रेंड। तो वो मोमेंट मुझे बहुत मतलब फील हुआ, सो टच माई हार्ट, क्योंकि what else we can expect from a trip, so much love, so much connection, yes। तो फिर yes, बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस रहा। तो वही है। और अभी मैं कम्युनिटी के जो लोग हैं उन लोगों को बुलाना चाहती हूँ। तो फिर पुंगरी अंकल जो है मतलब कम्युनिटी के हैं, प्लीज़ कम हियर। और जितन और मोबो प्लीज कम ऑन द स्टेज। यस,
हेलो, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, क्वेश्चन मेरा फिल्म मेकर से ही है। हेलो, मेरा नाम निर्मल है,
कैन यू प्लीज स्टैंड अप?
ग्रीन ऑफ सेंट्रल इंडिया से हूँ। मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था कि आपने स्टार्टिंग में एक सीन था लाइक ब्लैक मैजिक वाला, तो वो सीन डालने के पीछे क्या थॉट था?
हाँ, तो जैसे कि ये सीन डाला गया, तो मैं जब वहाँ पे थी, उन लोग का उन लोग का बहुत सारा बिलीफ है, मतलब ट्रेडिशनल बिलीव्स। तो उन लोग का जैसे कि अभी ये एलिफेंट का टूथ यूज़ करते हैं ना, कुछ इविल पावर नहीं आने के लिए। तो आई बिलीव इन दैट एनर्जी टू, मतलब कुछ ऐसा होता है एनर्जी एक। तो फिर और उन लोग का जो बिलीव्स है ना, उसके पीछे कुछ ना कुछ वजह होता ही है। तो फिर इसलिए उन लोग का बिलीफ दिखाने के लिए, ट्रेडिशनल जो बिलीव्स है उन लोग को उसको दिखाने के लिए हमने ये शॉट यूज़ किया था। थैंक यू।
क्या आपको नहीं लगता इसका रॉन्ग वे में भी यूज किया जा सकता है? लाइक आपको जहाँ हाथी का हंटिंग सबसे ज्यादा होता है, और ये छोटे छोटे टॉपिक्स ही जो होते हैं जो हंटिंग को बढ़ावा देते हैं। लाइक किसी ने आज यहाँ पे अपन ने बात की ब्लैक मैजिक की, अगर यहाँ पे तो हर तरीके के लोग होंगे ना, जो पॉजिटिव वे में भी लेते हैं, नेगेटिव। लाइक मैं हंटिंग से रिलेटेड करता हूँ, मेरा ब्लैक मार्केट में दबदबा है, तो मैं तो वही टॉपिक यूज करूंगा ना।
Yes,
Like,
yes.
आपने कोई मैं थोड़ा सा डिस्टर्ब हुआ उसको देख के ये वाली चीज मैं पॉजिटिव में यूज करूंगा, लोगों को दिखाऊंगा देखो अगर आप हाथी दांत यूज करोगे तो ब्लैक मैजिक आपके घर में एंटर नहीं करेगा, फिर धीरे धीरे हंटिंग बढ़ेगा।
तो जैसे कि लोगों का सबका बिलीफ अलग अलग होता है, वो मतलब अभी जैसे कि उन लोगों ने हंटिंग करना बंद कर दिया, अभी तो नहीं होता, लेकिन आई रिस्पेक्ट देयर ट्रेडिशन, जो उन लोग का था, जो उन लोग का बिलीफ था, आई रिस्पेक्ट दैट। तो कोई ना कोई तो वजह होगा जिसके लिए वो लोग यूज़ करते रहे, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है कि वो चलता रहना चाहिए। हाँ, तो वो चलता रहना चाहिए। तो जस्ट मैंने उन लोग का जो बिलीफ है उसको दिखाने के लिए वो क्लिप शो किया था। थैंक यू।
I would just like to let the community also introduce themselves. You want to reply to that? Okay.
हेलो, जो आपने जो क्वेश्चन पूछा था वो एक्चुअली वो ब्लैक म्यूजिक नहीं है, सो वो कल्चर का एक पार्ट है। सो वो हाथी का दांत इसलिए लगाता है क्योंकि उन लोगों का जो कल्चर है वो लोग क्या करते हैं, हंटिंग के लिए जंगल जाते हैं, जंगल एनी टाइम जंगल में ही रहते हैं। तो जंगल में उन लोग का बिलीव से कुछ नेगेटिव एनर्जी भी होता है जंगल में, तो वो एनर्जी को जब घर में घुस रहा है उसमें उन लोग का किड्स है और बहुत सारा लोग होता है, तो वो एनर्जी उन लोग को हार्म नहीं किए, उसके लिए ही वो मतलब एक बिलीफ है, वो उसमें पैर रखने से वो सब चला जाता है। तो एक बिलीफ है वो। और ये हाथी का दांत वो लोग मरने के बाद वो हाथी का दांत निकलता है, हंटिंग करके हाथी का दांत नहीं निकलता है। सो थैंक यू।
हेलो, हाँ मेरा सवाल था वो फिल्म मेकर और चेतन
Can you please stand? Okay.
तो ये हाथी का दांत तो मतलब हर साल नहीं रहेगा, तो हाथी का दांत खत्म हो जाने के बाद उन लोग कैसे फिर वो हाथी का दांत को लेके आएंगे, क्योंकि हाथी का दांत तो पूरा साल पूरा दिन नहीं रहता है। तो ये उन लोग का बिलीफ होते रहेगा, तो हाथी का दांत फिर वापस लेने के लिए कहाँ से मिलेगा?
Can I answer that? I think what they are trying to say is that this was a practice of their forefathers, and they don't hunt now for the elephants and bring, and any new homes that set up, it's not that they are planting the tooth of the elephant there and building their homes. Rarely do people now even spend time in the forest, so these are just old beliefs, and this must have been a particular home where this was there, and it was filmed. It was just shared as a knowledge of a practice that was prevalent in the past, and it used to be a part of their life. But also I have to tell you that this village was a village where Heraka used to be practiced. Heraka is a form of another animism belief in practice amongst the Zeme Nagas, and this village also has in most ways converted to or belief converted to Christianity. So these kind of belief systems are really no longer in practice even. But in the film, it just shows, I think the filmmaker has tried to show the customary rituals or customs that were prevalent in that village. It's not saying that that they are doing it currently, that this is continuing in that village. So, okay, there's a question. Sorry, Ruchi.
बहुत ही अच्छा लगा फिल्म देख के, बहुत डिटेल्स है इसमें। तो मुझे लगा कि जैसे फिल्म मेकर व्हेन यू केम ऑन द स्टेज एंड यू स्पोक, अभी लाइक ऑब्वियसली पता चल रहा है कि बहुत ही आपके लिए बहुत ही बड़ा सा एक्सपीरियंस हुआ है। तो क्योंकि इनके गांव में गए, कल्चर में एक्सपोजर हुआ आपको, वो जगह सब कुछ बहुत ही बड़ा एक एक्सपीरियंस हुआ है। तो आप थोड़ा बताइए हमको कि आपको कितना टाइम लगा, क्योंकि जाके कितना टाइम लगा सब कुछ समझने में एब्जॉर्ब करने में, फिर स्टोरी बनाने में। और मैं आप लोगों से भी जानना चाहती हूँ कि कम्युनिटी मेंबर्स से कि आप लोगों को ये कैसा लगा कि कोई आके फिल्म बना रहा है, फिर अब टूरिज्म भी शुरू हो रहा है, ये जो नया जो कुछ हो रहा है आपको ऐसे कैमरा पे डाला है, ये आपको कैसा लगा?
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू फॉर द क्वेश्चन। जैसे कि कल एक फिल्म इन द फर्स्ट डे अरुणाचल में जो फिल्म दिखाया गया था, तो काफ़ी सिमिलर है, मतलब उन लोग का भी, मतलब वहाँ मैं एक बार जाके आई थी वहाँ से, तो फिर थोड़ा मतलब उन लोग का ट्रेडिशन को समझना भी थोड़ा, मतलब शूट करना थोड़ा आसान हो गया था, क्योंकि पहले एक एक्सपीरियंस रहा था वैसा अरुणाचल में। तो फिर जब मैं हबामलो गई, तो स्पेशली जितन मोबो ने बहुत हेल्प किया कम्युनिकेट करने के लिए गांव वालों के साथ। और नागामीज और असमीज बहुत सिमिलर होता है हम लोग का लैंग्वेज, तो फिर कम्युनिकेट करने के लिए भी इतना मुश्किल नहीं था। तो यस, वैसे ही शूट किया।
Maybe somebody from the community wants to respond. How they felt about the entire...
Okay, before introducing myself, I would like to answer some few points to the questions of ma'am. Regarding this filmmaking through our race culture, before, as our ma'am told before, we forgot everything about our richness of culture. But after coming this, our brothers, Mobo, Jitendra, and our sisters, Satabji, when they started making films, we thought of recollecting or reminding our rich culture. We are very proud of our rich culture. We are not showing our weakness, but we are showing our rich culture. So through that filmmaking, we could again recollect or remind our rich culture once more. Thank you. Okay, I would like to introduce myself. I myself is Posi from Hebamlo village, lying under Parent District, State Nagaland. And I'm very happy to be here with you all. And first of all, I thank our God for having wonderful days this morning. And secondly, I would like to thank our Green Hub people for inviting us to be here. Because of their inviting, we could able to hear in this platform in your midst. And secondly, I would like to thank our brother Mobo, Jitendra, and our sister for being with us for 2-3 years. Potential villages, and it is also very rich in butterflies, birds, and something old. So I thank all of you, Green Hub, and moreover our brothers Mobo, Jitendra, and this our sister Satabdi. Thank you.
Yeah, they can introduce their names just quickly. नाम तो कोई देखो.
मेरा नाम असुले वस्तीला नाम हबामलो वुमेन सोसाइटी प्रेसिडेंट नागालैंड.
Zitawa.
Thank you. हमरा नाम अमेला बोस्तिला नाम हबामलो. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think we all know that's the performer. His name is Punilap Bey from Hebamlo.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Team Hebamlo. Because we are running short of time, I will not.
One last question.
I will not be taking any more questions. Thank you. We have other sessions to follow. Thank you, everyone.
If you have any more,
No,
if you have any more question, you can just come up and interact with us
Sure,
later.
we'll meet and talk.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Thank you.
Our next session is titled Collective Knowledge for Conservation. Over the past year, an ecosystem has been forming right here in Tezpur through collaborations that cut across diverse disciplines such as conservation, mental health, filmmaking, and art. I would now like to invite Rita Banerjee, the director of Green Hub, to introduce us to the Living Labs.
Hello. Hello, everyone. And I think listening to the fellows and people who have come from remote parts of the Northeast, every moment one feels grateful for the kind of work happening on the ground. So this session, I'd like to just start with a story where last year, I was just sitting at Green Hub, in fact, and Lal Wobika, he's a fellow from the 4th batch, and we were in the editing room, he was just sitting behind me. He was editing this little clip where he's been working. He's been working near Dampa Tiger Reserve in a community conservation area. And I looked at his clip, and he's been doing camera trapping and a little bit of filming. And I was just amazed with his footage, and there was the binturang, there was the black bear, there was the clouded leopard, and I was like, Wobika, you got the first year, you got this conservation grant, and you're eligible to apply for the next grant. Why don't you apply for it, it's really good. So Wobika, he's also learned Hindi, and he just said, ma'am, पैसा से नहीं होगा, मेरे को पहले कम्युनिटी के साथ काम करना है, उनको बताना है कि हंटिंग नहीं करना है, और उनको बताना है ये कम्युनिटी कंजर्वेशन एरिया कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है, पैसा नहीं चाहिए, पहले मुझे वो करना है, उसके बाद सोचेगा. And he just said it so simply in such a matter-of-fact way, cut through all the noise, and it was like a reminder to us at that moment that this is what we are working for, no matter what. So I'd like to share a small clip of fellows over the years. Can we play the clip?
हम लोग वहाँ में बहुत लोग हंटिंग करता है, बहुत लोग लॉगिंग करता है, और पेड़ को काट के बिक्री करता है, तो वो अवेयरनेस करना है. मेरा ड्रीम तो ये है, जितना भी वाइल्ड लाइफ है वो हम लोग के लिए अलग अलग साइड से हम लोग के लिए ज़रूरी होता है, कनेक्टिंग होता है. वो जंगल को बचाना है, अच्छे से बचाना है, सिर्फ नहीं बोलना है, काम करना है, प्रैक्टिकल से जंगल को बचाना है, जानवर जो भी हो बायोडाइवर्सिटी केयर करना है.
मुझे ओल्ड एज लोग के साथ में मिलना मुझे पसंद है, मुझे अच्छा लगता है वो लोग के साथ में मिलना. जब वो लोग अपना टाइम के बारे में जब शेयर करते हैं या जब भी बताते हैं, तब उस समय में पता चलता है कि अपना ट्रेडिशन हो, अपना कल्चर हो, अपना फॉरेस्ट हो, कितना रिच हुआ करता था. तो ऐसा वो लोग के साथ में बात करके ही पता चल के डिफरेंस को देख के या कितना इम्पैक्ट हो चुका है अभी, वो चीज़ को देख के अभी मैं काम कर रहा हूँ कंजर्वेशन पे.
जब हम नेचर में जाते हैं ना, कैमरा से जब हम शूट कर रहा होते हैं हॉर्नबिल अपना मेल जो फीमेल को सीड्स खिला रहा होता है, फीडिंग कर रहा होता है, तो इतना क्यूट लगता है, इतना अच्छा ना, उन लोग का फीलिंग्स को हम समझते हैं, ऐसे लगता है हमको. उन लोग का रोल को देखने से, उन लोग का एक्टिविटी को देखने से हमको खुशी भी लगता है ये सब ना. तो इसलिए हम लोग को हम नहीं करते हैं, तो हम लोग क्यों उन लोग को हम करना है. उन लोग अपना नेचर में अपना रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं.
स्कूल से लेके गया था एक पुलिस स्टेशन दिखाने के लिए. उस समय फास्ट पेंगुलिन दिखा मुझे, क्योंकि हंटर का साथ पकड़ते हुए. उसके बाद मुझे ऐसा लगा कि ये क्यों इतना हंटिंग करते, क्यों उसको ब्लैक मार्केटिंग सेल करता है. तो अभी पेंगुलिन कंजर्वेशन का काम मैं कर रहा हूँ, तो वो लोग भी मानती हो रहा है. 5 विलेज में 2 हंटर भी मानती हो गया. अभी कितना आगे बढ़ा सकता हूँ वही मेरा लॉन्ग टर्म गोल है.
Yes, and we are lucky to found this hollow gibbon in our place. If we start preserving, then slowly, might be in our community, there might come up some researcher about and to study biologists about hollow gibbon or many other endangered species like golden cat, platy tarkoban, state part of our Nagaland, and clouded leopard, and there are many other etc. also. So instead of going to other place like Kaziranga or somewhere in the national park for their scholarly research or for their research studies, they will come and research at our own place.
My village is very famous for oranges. It has got GI tag. People's livelihood are dependent on these oranges. But now, these oranges are slowly dying. My mother is one of the last cultivator of the orange. I want to know why the oranges in my village are dying.
I really connect myself to the work related to environment, community, wildlife, and because these works really feels my soul. And the place like Northeast, we have so much rich natural heritage and forests, rivers, mountains, streams, and vibrant communities. This is very high time to think about it and work for it, and otherwise we are going to lose our beautiful forests, waters, and the value that we carry as humans.
I am curious about the wildlife and culture of my place, and to reflect about my identity and my people. One way is through audio-video representation, so it is a small step that fuels my urge to stand for whatever I am.
हर जगह से चीज़ें जा रही है, लोगों के प्रैक्टिस वगैरह चेंज हो रहे हैं, कहानियाँ गायब हो रही है, जो कि हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट में भी देखा जाता है, और मैं फील करता हूँ कि यहाँ पे और भी ज़्यादा स्पीड से तेज़ी से वो चीज़ें जा रही है और चेंज हो रही है, और हमेशा से मुझे वापस आना था और यहाँ पे मुझे काम करना था, यहाँ की कहानियाँ मुझे डॉक्यूमेंट करनी थी।
और मैं कंजर्वेशन पे इसलिए काम कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि मुझे अच्छा लगता है बायोडाइवर्सिटी फॉरेस्ट के साथ में कनेक्टेड रहना। और अभी जब पता चला है कि हम लोग का बायोडाइवर्सिटी कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है हम लोग का सर्वाइवल के लिए, बायोडाइवर्सिटी अगर बचा ही नहीं लिया तो आगे जाके हम लोग को ही प्रॉब्लम होने वाला है। हम जो कुछ भी कर सकता है अपने तरफ से वो कर रहे हैं, और आगे भी हम ट्राई करेगा कि सिर्फ अकेला में नहीं हो कि और भी लोग साथ में कंजर्वेशन पे काम करें।
पहले तो हंटिंग करने से हम दिल खुश होता है, तो अभी तो कंजर्वेशन काम करके लोगों को मिल के हम बात कर कंजर्वेशन के बारे में बात करके हम दिल खुश होता है। इसलिए मेरा ड्रीम में, मेरा लाइफ में सिर्फ कंजर्वेशन को काम करता है, काम करने के लिए हम मतलब प्रॉमिस किया है, भवन के साथ भी हम प्रॉमिस किया है, तो इसलिए मेरा ड्रीम है ये।
So, at every step, the fellows have been our co-travelers. And without even knowing, they have been our guides, they have been our teachers. I mean, you heard Rejoice today, you heard all these fellows today. At every step, they have been the ones who've been leading the way. And they make sure their voices from the ground, their work from the ground, never lets us get complacent, never lets us get down. They are a reason for hope. And one such fellow, and not just one such fellow, but one mayor and his community in Changlangshu and his friends in Changlangshu, they have been an inspiration for us. They have been an inspiration for us for all these years that we've been building Green Hub. And in some ways, we follow their path. And I'd like to invite one mayor on stage now. And as he comes, let me just give a brief idea of what, can we have the slide on the, Yeah, so this is Wanmay. You must have seen him in the festival. And Wanmay is from our first batch, 2015. And when he came, he also makes beautiful films, by the way. And we thought he'll go into films, but when he went back to the village, after a couple of years, he worked with his community to, can we change the slide? This particular Joom land, I think he'll talk about it more. This is the place he talked to his whole community to bring the forest back. And step by step, he's been working on it. And this is now in 2023. And please give Wanmay a big hand. And thank you, Wanmay, for being here.
Thank you, ma'am, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Wanmay, and I belong to Konyak tribe, and I'm from Nagaland. And also, I'm the first page of Green Up 2015-16. And when I joined Green Up, my intention was to learning, obtaining the skills of photography and video editing. But after joining here, everything changed. Visiting places, exploring other reserve, national park. So when I graduated from the Green Up, so I went as a different person. But at the same time, I also obtained my skills in photography, editing, and camera. So post Green Up, I started, why not I work for the community? So other people, they have, like Arunachal, they have lots of already forests, they are protecting it, but we don't have forests. But we want to see the animals, species, like mammals, like. And from 2019, we started with the initiative of talking with village panchayat and traditional landowner, because most of the land in our places, it's all individuals. So from 2019, we started planting some trees with a small support from the Green Up. And from 2022, I got the Royal Enfield grant. So thanks to Royal Enfield for help. So it's from there. The work has progressed a lot. Now we have, till date, we have covered nearly 4 hectares, which we have already planted under this grant. And further, every year we are trying to extend this area, for preparing new land. In the coming next November, we'll be preparing a new land for plantation, which will be done in March and April. So a big thanks to Royal Enfield and Green Up. And besides that, we're also doing lots of initiatives, because it's not just restoration, because we have to also educate the villagers, community peoples, especially the youngsters. So we have also started the awareness program, film screening to the communities in different locations, because our village is more than 500 households. It's one of the largest village in our district. So even the voters we have is more than 3,000. So it's a huge village, and we have most a populated village. So we have started Eco Club, which we launched recently. So we are also taking lots of challenges, meeting with the landowners. It's not just we are trying to expand the whole to the one area as much as we can. So it's a long-term process. So we are still trying to add every year another 2-3 hectares every year, so that the whole this Zoom area, it becomes like reforestation. So it's a long process. We are doing our best on our part. So thank you to all the funders who have supported till date. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Vanmay. And thanks to Vanmay, we also Green Up started like our expertise is films, but thanks to Vanmay, we saw this potential in youth getting involved with getting the forest back. So we have a whole project called Youth for Forest, and now after all these years, we have 8 batches. We've got a good network of fellows. Almost 80% of them are still engaged in some form of conservation and social change. We have 60 plus partnership organizations, and we have Green Up Central and Western Himalayas. And this is just a spread of the fellows across the Northeast. We haven't included the project sites. But what has happened over these years is that while we started with the video fellowship, our whole idea was that video is just a tool that we are using to engage youth in conservation action and social change. We can keep making films, but at the end of it, if the forest doesn't come back, if the river is not protected, if the livelihood of people is not protected, film is no point. So everything has to work together like a forest, like an ecosystem, and how do you create that ecosystem? So as we went along, our project sites increased. You know, we had one maize site, we had other fellows every year taking up some form of conservation in their villages. Somebody doing conservation education, somebody working on documenting the biodiversity. And then two years back in our partnership with Royal Enfield, we started the bigger conservation grants and also the Responsible Tourism Fellowship. So what has happened now is that we have many project sites across the Northeast, and one of the things which has made each of our sites kind of move ahead is through different collaborations we've had with deep practitioners. We've worked with the Pake Forest Department, we've worked with researchers like Nandini Velo, we've worked with Youth Wellness Hub in the Mental Health Institute in Tezpur. We kept doing these collaboration because so that it becomes a collective of deep practitioners where we didn't have the expertise, there were the other people to pitch in. And through this whole collaboration, the whole idea was like that, how do you make each of these sites impactful? How do you spread, but how do you also grow your roots? And that's how this whole idea of living labs came up. People who had collaborated with us over the years have today started their own labs in collaboration with Green Hub. So Green Hub also you can consider that to be a lab, but then you have the River Project, the Canopy Collective, the Story Lab, and the Wellness Lab. So this is the kind of structure we have now after 9 years. So all our vision is the same. What we are trying to do is scale up conservation action. We are using different paths. So these are the different labs which are there. And I'll just like to share a clip to give you a glimpse of what these labs are about. These are the founders. And can we play the clip, please?
The idea of conservation clusters has been gaining quite a bit of traction recently. So if you look at White et al.'s paper in Conservation Biology published in 2023, they talk about these transformative partnerships. So what exists in large parts of India right now is that partnerships and collectives exist at the institutional level, often in larger cities. So the idea of Canopy Collective is that how can we create a multi-people, multi-disciplinary and multi-species collective where we're working on site-level concerns to work with fellows from Green Hub, scientists who have been working in sites for a long period of time, and basically also decrease the entry barriers for research and conservation in the northeast of India. So the idea is that if you need a space to come up with a research project, if you need a space to collaborate with somebody across the board, if you want a space where you want to co-create something together with somebody from a different discipline. Canopy Collective and Living Labs wants to be that space.
Hi, I'm Dr. Raviraj Shetty. The Wellness Lab is based on the idea that the youth are the experts of their own lives, and that youth have many knowledges from the lived experiences of their own lives to navigate. And so the Wellness Lab will become a place where we will invite youth to center these knowledges that they have, to design three verticals. The first one is the training of youth to become peer support, peer counselors in their communities. Second is documentation of these knowledges like maps to help us navigate. And third is to create support circles and support groups.
Hi, my name is Sushmit Ghosh and I'm co-founder of Black Ticket Films, which is a film production agency based in Delhi. And we've done a range of work over the last 15 years. Our films have ranged from themes focused on climate change and agriculture, all the way through to democracy and journalism, all the way through to public health, gender and sexuality. And these stories have gone on, these films have gone on to play in some of the leading festivals across the world, have been inducted into the curriculum of universities, and have also been used as policy advocacy and education tools. And you know, over the years of having been to Green Hub and now having seen such a wonderful cohort of filmmakers come out, we felt that this was the right time for Rintu and me to really start a story lab, which becomes an incubation space for the next generation of storytellers from states from all across the Northeast.
The River Project is a people's biography of rivers of Northeast India. We help document, archive, and retell old stories passed down through oral histories and different art forms in new ways. These are housed both online and in living museums across the region. The Living Labs is where the River Project comes together with Green Hub, Wellness Hub, Canopy Collective, and Story Lab. The reason the Living Labs exists and we're part of it is because I think we realize that all of us need to step out of our own individual spaces and talk to each other and see what new possibilities are out there, since all of us have one common goal, which is conservation. So it's this great space with people bouncing off walls, bouncing off ideas off of each other, and lots of new exciting projects through transdisciplinary collaborations. So come check all of us out, in fact, at Tezpur.
I wish all of them were here right now, but I'll invite Nayantara now to take us through one of the labs, Canopy Collective. Yeah.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Thank you so much, Rita. My name is Nayantara Sirupuri and I work with Green Hub as well as Canopy Collective, mainly on nature education related projects in Northeast India. And I'm here to share with you a little bit about what the space what is the space that is Canopy Collective, and you know, with a few examples of what the space is like as a collaborative network. So our project lead, Dr. Nandini Velo, who's also a founding member of Canopy Collective, briefly summarized this in the video that you just saw. But to also break that down a little, कैनोपी कलेक्टिव एक ऐसा स्पेस है, एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ पे पीपल वर्किंग इन कंजर्वेशन इन द नॉर्थ ईस्ट एट डिफरेंट लेवल्स, जैसे कि ग्रीन हब का कोई फेलो हो जिसको अपने बस्ती में कंजर्वेशन का या कम्युनिटी डेवलपमेंट का काम करना हो, या फिर तेजपुर यूनिवर्सिटी में कोई प्रोफेसर हो या पीएचडी स्टूडेंट हो जिनको वाइल्ड लाइफ बायोलॉजी और कंजर्वेशन में रिसर्च करना है, तो तो ये मल्टीपल लेवल्स के लोग और मल्टीपल बैकग्राउंड्स और डिसिप्लिन्स के लोग, जैसे कि कोई आर्टिस्ट हो जिनको कंजर्वेशन के लिए आर्ट या नेचर रिलेटेड आर्ट बनाना है, कोई फिल्म मेकर हो ग्रीन हब से जिनको कंजर्वेशन थीम फिल्म्स बनाने हैं, या कोई म्यूजिशियन हो जिनको कंजर्वेशन के लिए म्यूजिक बनाना है, और इवन एज आई मेंशन साइंटिस्ट्स, researchers who are working in the Northeast, for all of these people to come together on the same page, in the same space, to share ideas, collaborate, and come up with really creative grassroots partnerships for conservation. So I'll take you through an example of this through one such project that has been extremely meaningful for me personally. And with that, I'll reintroduce you to someone you met just a few minutes ago. This is a picture of Vanmai Konyak, whom I call Ichai Vanmai. Ichai means elder brother in the Changlangshu dialect. So Ichai Vanmai just spoke to you about his work in Changlangshu on eco-restoration, which has been happening for more than 5 years now. But something that emerged from Changlangshu is that eco-restoration, needless to say, is a long-term endeavor. एक पेड़ को ग्रो होने के लिए काफ़ी टाइम लगता है, 20-30 years, right? So eco-restoration can never be a one-time thing. It's something that needs to sustain wherever that initiative is taking place. And that means कि youth का participation काफ़ी ज़रूरी होता है. अगर आप किसी भी बस्ती में कम्युनिटी लैंड्स को रीजनरेट और रिस्टोर करना है, तो यूथ का पार्टिसिपेशन उसके लिए काफ़ी इम्पॉर्टेंट होगा वो सस्टेन होने के लिए. So when this sort of these questions and these issues came up in Changlangshu, that is when Canopy Collective and Green Hub, along with the Biodiversity Management Committee of Changlangshu, which is being led by Ichai Vanmai, as well as here you can also see Sir Moba Konyak, who is the Block Development Officer of Tobu, and he's also here with us today. He's also been a key mentor for the BMC in Changlangshu. And so we came together to start a nature education program from a place-based approach to involve the children and the youth. जो local schools में जो बच्चे हैं उनको इस इको रेस्टोरेशन एफर्ट्स में इन्वॉल्व करने के लिए हमने एक नेचर एजुकेशन प्रोजेक्ट शुरू किया, कैनोपी कलेक्टिव, ग्रीन हब और चांगलांगशु के बायोडाइवर्सिटी मैनेजमेंट कमिटी ने. So to share a little more about this project, I would like to invite my colleague Yenba Konyak, who has been leading this project in Changlangshu and has joined the BMC since last year.
Hello, thank you sister for your time. Hello, my name is Engba from Changlangshu, currently working as a nature educator under the guidance of Sis Tara and Sir Wanmai and PMC Changlangshu. So basically what we did is that, first of all, I didn't know what is nature education, like what is nature and what is education. We know like education is all-rounder development. So like what is nature? I never heard about nature education, but then when I joined them, they taught me like, they teach me like, this is the nature, how do we take care of the nature, and then they trained me. After that, after a few months, I took them, the kids, to the restoration for some activities, and then I also go to different school like GMS, GPS, and the high school, even the private school, once in a month, well, 4 times in a month. Like in 1 month, we usually did 4 activities, for the school students. We took them to the restoration site and we experiencing them through binoculars and then through leaves, fallen leaves, and then through like making museum. And then we also call all the students in the Morong, and we also express them, we also give an explanation about cultural or traditional practice. Like we also ask them, our elder, to give some knowledge about the past, and then we ask them to tell the story about cultural and our traditional too. So this is how we are doing then. And I also got an opportunity to participate in workshop in Paki Tiger Reserve. I met so many new friends in Paki Tiger Reserve, and from what is it, like a green hub, I can see even today, which we met last time. And I also experienced many new things from them, and I got so many experience about the nature by going, by that participating that workshop in Paki Tiger Reserve. And also I got an opportunity to participate in Sendenyu, which is in, I think it's in Parent district. So I also went there, and I got opportunity to participate there, and I also got a very much experience, and I learned so many new things. And I came back to our village, and we usually teach them like about the tree hacking, and then sketching, drawing, and then how to take care of the birds, animals, and the insects, and also trying to learn about the culture. So this is how we are doing. Thank you so much. And lastly, I really thank to our sister, our Narendra and brother Wanmai, and BMC, and lastly, not the least, but Canopy Collective. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yangba, for sharing such fun experiences that we've had in Changlangshu. Just a correction, Sendenyu, where we visited, is in Seminyu district in Nagaland. So to also give you a visual glimpse of what this looks like, I'll also share a short video with you, which was documented by Green Hub Fellows from the 8th batch, Chetan Thingbajam and Bomjar Boje. And Chetan has worked very hard to create this video for us to screen it today, and I thank him for that. So please watch. So this video gives you a glimpse of the kinds of things that have been happening in Changlangshu, leading up to two really big things for us. One was the formation and launch very recently, just last month, of the Minliang Eco Club in Changlangshu, which is a way for us to sort of streamline our learning from the past year, and to start this eco club to more actively involve this particular group of children who are from the local schools. Minliang is named after Minliang Kang, which is the mountain on which the restoration site is located. So I'd like to, some of these kids as well as their leaders are here with us today. So I'd like to invite them on the stage. Minliang Eco Club for you. So they are being led by, of course, Ichai Wanmai, Yangba, and also Lian Monyu, who's also, everyone's from the village. Another a huge thing that has happened for us very recently is that since the beginning of the project, we have been extensively documenting all our insights, processes, learning, everything. And we collated all of this. इसको सब साथ मिलाकर हमने एक book लिखा है, एक booklet लिखा है, which also includes worksheets जो कहीं भी नॉर्थ ईस्ट में नेचर एजुकेशन का काम चालू करना चाहते हैं अपने बस्ती में, तो उनके लिए भी इंसाइट्स एंड वर्कशीट्स है इस बुकलेट में. तो आज हम इसको ग्रीन हब फेस्टिवल में ऑफिशियली इसको लॉन्च करना चाहेंगे. And for that, I would like to invite Sir Moba Konyak, who is a key member of the Biodiversity Management Committee in Changlangshu. It wouldn't have happened without him. He's also the Block Development Officer in Tobu area, where Changlangshu is. And I'd like to invite him to please launch the book by handing it over to the younger generation of youth from Changlangshu. So this book is available online, and it is also available at our stall that's outside, so please come and have a look. Now I'd like to also request Ichai Moba to say a few words about the program.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for this time. If you travel across Nagaland, I think you will find big jungles. But if we truly study and examine, it practically belongs to either an individual or a clan. So practically, it belongs to one species called Homo sapiens and not to any other species. So what we have been trying is to create a piece of land like where it will belong to all other species as much as it belongs to us. And to revive something that we have lost and to revive something that is life, we must deeply inculcate a nature of nurture. And through the nature education undertaken by Canopy Collective, we have been trying to plant that spirit and nature of nurturing and caring into our culture. And nature conservation cannot be undertaken in isolation from the livelihoods and the culture of the people. So it has to be done. The nature conservation work has to be an integral part of the culture of the people, and it has to be truly rooted in place, just like the title of the book says. So I would like to congratulate Nayantara for the extensive work she has done, and also I would like to thank Royal Enfield, Canopy Collective, and Green Hub. It's a gift to us and also to other people who want to take up similar works. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ichai. So here you saw, a glimpse of what's happening in Changlangshu, and this is the kind of work that Canopy Collective is trying to do in collaboration with Green Hub Fellows and other grassroots practitioners across the Northeast. And just to give you, a glimpse of other such projects that are being done, here you see a picture, top left corner, of women. This is from the Women Storytellers Project or working group at Canopy Collective, where a group of 4 women, Manisha Kumari, who is a social scientist, Youngchin Musabi, who is an animator and illustrator, and Chajo and Sara from our own Green Hub, whom you met yesterday, filmmakers, are coming together to document and record stories of women and their relationship with nature across Arunachal Pradesh. Similarly, not very far from here in and around Nogao, we have Anusuya Bora, who's with us in the audience, who's been working on a project called Monkey Matters. where Anusya is looking at people's relationships and interactions with monkeys through very creative and collaborative methods of data collection as well as storytelling. We also have, several workshops that we organize for grassroots practitioners and Green Hub fellows across the Northeast. जैसे कि नेचर एजुकेशन का वर्कशॉप हुआ था पाक्के में लास्ट ईयर, जो यंगबा ने थोड़ा सा बात किया उसके बारे में, और डाइवर्सिटी, एक्विटी और इंक्लूजन इन कॉन्जर्वेशन का भी वर्कशॉप हुआ था लास्ट ईयर, एंड इस साल फिर से होगा. So, and then just to also, what is unique about how all of these come together is that Canopy Collective में organizational hierarchy नहीं है. Canopy Collective is not an organization, it is a collaborative. It's a space for people to come together. And how all of this diverse work is happening is through a decentralized or distributed leadership model. इसका मतलब ये है कि ये जो different projects आपने देखे हैं, उनके project leaders, उनके जो practitioners जो involved हैं, they have, creative independence to lead these projects in their own way, to raise funding and to use those funds in the way that is suited for the project. And this gives you a glimpse of different themes that Canopy Collective's work has been covering. And with this, I'd also like to go into another very special work that's been happening and a very special case of collaboration that Canopy Collective has been involved in, where musicians, filmmakers, scientists, the forest department, mental health practitioners, and the mahouts of Pakke Tiger Reserve have come together to create something really beautiful. So for this, to share more about this, I would like to invite Argoti Borwa and Debindas Tekaji on the stage.
Thank you, Tara. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's been an honor for us to be here again, and
नमस्कार. मेरा नाम देवेंद्र देखा पांडी और कामरूप से. हेलो. या प्रस्तावे शिमला तरफ जाऊँ गोपले. अमूल्य राय. बेलोगोर व्यक्ति ऐसे, आई मछली ऐसे, जुबुक जुबुक जैसे, शिकू ऐसे, हमारे से बहुत से पकड़ा ऐसे. যদি মই ইয়াত কিবা ভুল হয় আপোনালোকে মোক ক্ষমা কৰিব. মই এই গানটো গাব লৈছোঁ. এই গানটো হ'ল এই অৰ্ঘ বৰুৱাৰ ককা আছিল লালজী, তাৰ ঘৰত মই 13 বছৰ আছিলোঁ. তাতে মই হাতীৰ কাম কৰি কৰি কিবা ৰছী বৰ্তন এইবিলাক মিলি যেতিয়া চিকাৰত যায়, এইটো মই ৰচিছিলোঁ. এই গানটা ৰচি প্ৰতিমা পাণ্ডেক দিছিলোঁ. আজি 75 বছৰ আগৰ কথা এইটো. এই গানটো এতিয়া মই গাম, যদি আজি গাবলৈ ভুল হয় মোক ক্ষমা কৰিব. হস্তিরে কন্যা ব্রাহ্মণের নারী, মাথায় লয়ে তামকল কিয়, হাতে সোনার শাড়ি ও কিয়, ও মোরা হায় হস্তি কন্যা রে, খানিক দয়া নাই মাহু তোর লাগিয়া রে. পাতিয়া করিয়া রে হস্তি পারিয়া দিলি পা, মাথার উপর কাল দিও, ও পরে পঞ্চরাও কিয়, ও মোর হায় হস্তির কন্যা রে, খানিক দয়া নাই মাহু তোর লাগিয়া রে. ফান লাগিলু ফারারে লাগিলু তুলিয়া লাগলু হারি. ও ও মোর টানতাল হাতি মাহুরে রে যেদিন মাহুত শিকার যায় নারীর মন মর সুরিয়া রয় রে হ্যাঁ আর লেগেছিল আই সারিলু সারিলু সোনার পুরি বিয়া করা সারিয়া আসলো সখী অল্প বয়সর নারী সখী ও মোর সাপনা হাতি মাহুরে রে যেদিন মাহুত শিকার যায় নারীর মন মর সুরিয়া রয় রে বালু তিল তিল পক্ষী কান্দে বালুতে পড়িয়া গৌরী বুড়িয়া মাহুত কান্দে ও সখী ঘর বাড়ি সারিয়া সখী ও মোর মাখনা হাতি মাহুরে রে যেদিন মাহুর শিকার যায় নারীর মন মর সুরিয়া রয় রে আকাশ হতে নাই রে চন্দ্র তারা কি মন জলে যেটু নারীর পুরুষ নাই সখী রূপে কি কাম করে সখী সারিল হাতি মাহুরে রে যেদিন মাহুর শিকার যায় নারীর মন মর সুরিয়া রয় রে উস্কনিতে নাই রে পানি নৌকা কেমন চলে যেটু হস্তির মাহুর নাই সখী রূপে কি কাম করে সখী ও মোর মাখনা হাতির মাহুরে রে সেদিন মাহুর শিকার যায় নারীর মন মর সুরিয়া রয় রে নমস্কার মোর আপনার ক্ষমা করুন আর যদি গাবলৈ যায় এটা গান গাওয়া পারি
So before Ata moves on to another song, I just like to share about a song that we had the opportunity and the blessing of Ata to dream about. Because yesterday, for the past 2 days, we have understood that whatever dish we serve as Green Hub, whether it's restoration, whether it's conservation, whether it's documentary films, or whether it's responsible tourism, one of the key ingredients of our dishes is love. And similarly, another dish that we strongly believe in and which adds more masala and which keeps us moving is dream. So this is something that we'll be sharing, is a dream that we had the opportunity to dream along with the Mahuts of Pake, along with Ramdiya sir, Pooja ma'am is here, Shraddha ma'am is here, Canopy Collective, Nandini ma'am, and there was another dreamer. When we met him at Green Hub, we realized that, like Lennon said, that you are not the only dreamer, you know. So what we'll be sharing here is a dream which has traces of the elephants of Pake, that is Joymala for you, and the Mahuts, Arjun, Sharad and Ashok has also contributed. So it's a tiny, humble attempt. This is still in the work in progress. So again, like Ata mentioned, kiba bhul tuti hole khoma koribo. Let's sway to this melody of the Mahuts of Pake. Thank you.
खाड़ी का बहता पानी कल 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 करती धीमी चलती पुरवाई रे पतझड़ जाने को आई बसंत भी मुस्कुराई संदेशा लेती जाती रे बाहर भोया में जामे के लोगे गाय मीठी और আমি চিরদিনে থাকি মুখে দুখে মিলি জুলি আমি গঢ়িম এক নতুন পৃথিৱী
Hello. So this is just a walk in progress, and we'd also like to dedicate this song to one of our first listeners, Raja, who was a part of this whole journey, who inspired us to dream and who inspired us to create. And I'm sure in the next or the other realm, whatever you call it, the journey for Raja would be from our end a tribute to Raja for being there with us, and Salil Daju and Riaz were active participants. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible. So deep gratitude to them and also to the Green Hub family, because you all inspire us to keep creating and dreaming. And before I head to another dream that has been a part of us, I'd like to request Ata to sing another folk song, and maybe that folk song can sail us to the rivers of Northeast.
নমস্কার যদি ভুল হয় ক্ষমা বলবো হ্যাঁ দেও তোমরা গেলে কি আসিবে মোর মাহুড বন্ধুরে তোমরা গেলে কি আসিবে মাহুড বন্ধুরে আটি নরান হস্তি তর কাকুয়া বাহয়ারা ইহা পেডলে মোর বন্ধুয়া আহল মোর ফোরানি গেলে যাইবে মোর মাহুড বন্ধুরে ওজায় ঝাড়ে জোকাজে ঝাড়ে দেখিয়া রাখলি দিয়া ওই নারী যা সারু বিশুলি রাগলি দিয়া রে তোমরা গেলে দিয়া দিবে মোর মাহুদ বন্ধুরে হস্তিকে নরান হস্তিকে সর হস্তির গলায় জড়ি দৈত্য করিয়া করে মাহুদ কোনবা আদেশে বাহারি রে গেলে গিয়া দিবে মোর মাহুদ বন্ধুরে হস্তিকে নরাং হস্তিকে সরাং হস্তির গলায় জড়ি সত্য করিয়া কইলাম কন্যা গৌরী পুরে মোর বাহারি রে গেলে কি আসিবে মোর মাহুদ বন্ধু রে হস্তিকে নরান হস্তিকে চর হস্তিরে পাবে ফেরি সত্য করিয়া করে মাহুদ ঘরে এ কয়জন নাহারি রে গেলে কি আসিবে মোর মাহুদ বন্ধু রে হস্তিকে নরা হস্তিকে চর চাম্পা নদীর পারে সত্য করিয়া কইলাম কন্যা বিয়া নাই হয় মোরে রে গেলে কি আসিবে মোর মাহুদ বন্ধু রে আম্পারো মুই জম্পে জম্পে আমার পাতাল রে পুরানো পিড়িতের কথা এলা আও মনত পরে তোমরা গেলে কি আসিবে মোর মাহুদ বন্ধু রে
So as we head to the next section, I just like to use a word that one of our dear member, Vandana ji, keeps saying, and that is serendipity. And meeting Ata was no less than serendipity, because like ma'am mentioned on the first day, that we also have something called journey of learning. And it's only through that, when we were in one of our meetings in Gwalpara, that serendipitously we met Ata, and now he has become an active family member of our life. And the song that you just heard is an oral history, and how the Mahuds have been living with the zamindars of Godpur. And similarly, we had an opportunity, along with Debu and Gaurav, as well as Vandana ji, through the boats of Morisika. And through the boats of Morisika, we soared into the worlds of Gauripur, Badam Tapu, and Kolibari, and that gave us an opportunity to understand the oral history, just like what Ata has just sang. So over to Debu, who will be sailing us through the rivers. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Argo. I'm Devashish Nandi, and I'm a Green Hub alumni and co-founder of the River Project, along with Vandana Menon. And I'm a really bad speaker, so please excuse me. Vandana and I have been working together since I left Green Hub, and together we realized, working together for many years, the way we were working, documentary filmmaking was extractive. And in 2019, we thought we'll try something new and try different forms of storytelling. But COVID hit, and in 2021, when the world... Can you mute it, please? In 2021, we decided that बस हम लोग गाड़ी लेके निकल के आ जाते हैं बेंगलोर से आसाम, और यहाँ पे आके फिल्म करेंगे, यहीं पे रह लेंगे, यहीं पे फिल्म करेंगे, और देखते हैं क्या होगा। बस आ गए, और 3 जगह पे हमको काम करना था। पहला जो जगह है, on the right, it's a tapu where Dibang, Siang, and the Luit meets and becomes Brahmaputra. The second one is in Tejpur. There is a village called Kolibari. And the third one is Gauripur Dhubri, from where Orgo is. And the idea was to document the story of the Brahmaputra through different communities living by the river. I'll go more in detail about the places. This is Badam Tapu. Tapu in Nepali, चौर आइलैंड रिवर आइलैंड होता है जहाँ पे वो लोग भैंस गाय वगैरह पालते हैं एंड दीज आर एशियाटिक वाटर बफेलोज सेमी डोमेस्टिकेटेड एंड दैट्स अ खूटी वेयर दे लिव एंड इसके आसपास ही गाय भैंस वगैरह रहते हैं एंड जब हम लोग फिल्म कर रहे थे हम लोग एक चीज़ ट्राई कर रहे थे कि बस एक हफ्ते के लिए 3 दिन के लिए जाके हम लोग निकल के ना आ जाए वहाँ पे रहे बिना कैमरा के उनके साथ रहे ज़्यादातर टाइम हमने स्पेंड किया है बिना कैमरा के जहाँ पे भी हमने शूट किया था एंड और एक चीज़ हमने ट्राई किया था कि पूरा साल हम लोग शूट करेंगे हर एक सीज़न में हर एक लोकेशन को डॉक्यूमेंट करने की कोशिश करेंगे दैट्स इन पीक ऑफ मानसून दैट्स धोने हु इज़ अ कोलैबोरेटर नाउ एंड दैट्स मी That's Vandana and Dangar Kai. Dangar in Assamese is elder brother. And Dhone, Dangar Kai and Dangar Kai's brother, Monabaida, they are the last people who are rearing buffaloes traditional way में वहाँ पे सेमी डोमेस्टिकेटेड के बारे में बोला था एंड अगेन आई सेड कि हम लोग ज़्यादा टाइम कैमरा के बिना स्पेंड करते थे और मैक्सिमम रात में वही या तो कार्ड्स या फिर लूडो खेलना हमारा हमेशा का रूटीन हुआ करता था एंड द सेकेंड प्लेस इज़ इन तेजपुर विच इज़ अ फिशिंग विलेज कॉल कोलीबारी जहाँ पे एक बूढ़ी औरत थी जिनका नाम था कोलीबाई और वो मच्छी सेल करती थी उनके नाम से ही उस पूरे गांव का जगह का नाम पड़ा कोलीबारी एंड जीवदा was the main collaborator of the film in Tejpur. He used to say, "Kolibari Manohar, dui bhorit, dui now," which means एक पाँव एक नाव में है और दूसरा पाँव दूसरे में. कुछ लोग हैं जो चेंज हो गए, जिन्होंने अपना प्रोफेशन चेंज कर लिया, जिन्होंने दूसरा वे ऑफ लिविंग चुन लिया और कुछ लोग हैं जो अभी भी ट्रेडिशनल वे में रहने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जो अभी भी पुराना उनका जो रहन सहन है उसको फॉलो कर रहे हैं. That's Jeevda and his mother, Gokul Suikia Das, जो एक टाइम पे बहुत जाने माने एक्ट्रेस थे एंड जीवदा के पिताजी गंगाराम दास जिन्होंने मोहल्दारी सिस्टम शुरू किया था तेजपुर में आफ्टर ही पास अवे शी एक्चुअली टुक केयर ऑफ द होल फैमिली एंड पूरे फैमिली को चलाया. तो दोज कॉन्वर्जेशंस यूज्ड टू हैपन जब हम लोग वहाँ पे बैठे हैं, yes for the film but also we were part of the conversation somehow. We tried. That's a video. There's sound.
প্রবাহ জল ধারায় নাম নদী পবিত্র নদী নিষ্পাপ নদী ধ্বংস নদী সৃষ্টি লোকেশ্বর অনেক নাম নদী ইতিহাসৰ সাক্ষী নদী জীৱনৰ প্ৰতিফলন ইয়াৰ গভীৰ জলধাৰাত সমাহিত কাহিনীৰ সন্ধানৰ সময় নাও নদী.
ये वीडियो मैंने इसलिए प्ले किया, हमेशा हमारा हब हुआ करता था जीवदा का घर और तेजपुर में सबसे अच्छा चाय भी वहीं पे मिलता है. दिमेश्वर दा हु इज़ अ विलेज एल्डर ऑफ वकत एंड अ फिशरमैन जिन्होंने ब्रह्मपुत्र का वॉइस दिया था एंड दिस इज़ अ क्लिप ड्यूरिंग द प्रैक्टिस सेशन. दैट्स मोहन दा. I would say the river project, the film Morisika, started with him. I met him for the first time back in 2013 and since then we have been associated somehow. पहले फोटो खींचता था फिर वीडियो वगैरह के साथ गया और मोहनदा हर टाइम पे जुड़े हुए हैं. कभी भी कोई ऐसा बोट राइड नहीं हुआ है जिसमें उन्होंने कभी गाना नहीं गाया. विदाउट हिम सिंगिंग द बोट राइड इज जस्ट लाइक कुछ छूट गया उसमें. The third place is Gauripur. The place was established by the royal Borwa families. They used to live by the river Brahmaputra in Rangamati and 1980s में कुछ बड़े चेंज इन कोर्स ऑफ द ब्रह्मपुत्र, जिसके वजह से वो मतलब कि रांगामाटी से गौरीपुर शिफ्ट हो गए थे, लेकिन उनका जो रिचुअल्स है दुर्गा पूजा के साथ हो या अलग रिचुअल्स है, दोज आर स्टिल एसोसिएटेड विद द रिवर. And those things, like Orgo said, Orgo is from Gauripur and he wanted to explore his roots in Gauripur. He's from Gauripur and he took an active role, not just by using the camera or having conversations. He is also in the film while he's having conversations with his family members. And this is a shot from the Durga Puja. And Durga Puja in Gauripur is special. जो हम लोग अभी दुर्गा पूजा हम लोग आइडल देखते हैं, बट इन गौरीपुर इट्स नॉट आइडल. इट्स मेड आउट ऑफ कुहिला, अ ग्रास जो मतलब कि नदी के साइड में मिलता है, साइड रिवर बैंक वगैरह में मिलता है. दैट्स प्रोबिरकुरा आर्गज अंकल, जो कायस्थ समाज का जो ट्री लाइन है वो हमें समझा रहे थे. एंड That's Babluda and Mayadi. You might have met him last year. They came to the festival as well. जो ग्वालपुरिया फोक सॉन्ग प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, मायादी और बबलूदा अपना दोतारा खुद बनाते हैं और वो ट्राई करते हैं कि उनका जो ये नॉलेज है वो पास ऑन भी करें थ्रू वर्कशॉप्स एंड ऑल. एंड हमारा गौरीपुर में मेन टारगेट था टू डॉक्यूमेंट द story of the Boro family and Gwalporia Lokahongit.
আমি ক'ব পাৰোঁ যে
एक वीडियो प्ले कर रहा हूँ.
ৰাজবাৰীৰ যিটো ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰৰ লগত যিটো সম্পৰ্ক, সেই সম্পৰ্কটোকে মানে আকৌ মানে জোৰা দিয়াত সুবিধা কৰিছে তোমাৰ আপোনাৰ গদাধৰ
আৰু দুৰ্গা পূজা আৰু গদাধৰে আমাক এই সম্পৰ্কটো চিৰযুগমীয়া কৰি ৰাখিছে.
তাতে বাবলুদা যেহেতু গদাধৰৰ কথা অলৰেডি কৈছে, আৰু গদাধৰ এটা আমাৰ গোটেই ঐতিহ্যটোৰ কাৰণে এটা খুব এটা জৰুৰী বস্তু. চ' মই ভাবোঁ যে এটা যদি ইয়াতে গদাধৰৰ পাৰত বহি এটা গদাধৰৰ গানো শুনিব পৰা যায়.
जब हम लोग वहाँ पे गाने वगैरह रिकॉर्ड कर रहे थे, हर एक गाने के साथ कोई ना कोई स्टोरी था. एंड वी रियलाइज एवरीथिंग हैड अ स्टोरी एंड दैट वाज लिंक्ड टू अ मेमोरी. एंड एज वंदना सेड, द एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी वी कैन फाइंड इन द ऑर्डिनरी. एंड हम लोग उसके बाद से ट्राई कर रहे हैं कि वॉट एवर वी डू अपार्ट फ्रॉम मोरिसिका द फिल्म, हम लोग जो रिलेशनशिप्स वहाँ पे ग्रो कर रहे हैं उसको कैसे एक्सटेंड कर सकते हैं. जो लोग जिन लोगों के साथ हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं उनको कैसे कोलैबोरेशन में ला सकते हैं, लेकिन ऐसे नहीं कि बस हमारे लिए कुछ किया. कैसे हम लोग एक साथ कर सकते हैं. अगर एक साथ कर सकते हैं देन वी रियलाइज इट कुड बी अ कलेक्टिव मेमोरी. एंड जिस प्रोसेस में हम लोग जा रहे थे, जैसे हम लोग फिल्म कर रहे थे, एक चीज़ रियलाइज़ और किया था कि फ्रेंडशिप्स बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रो हो रहे थे. एंड वी नेवर वांटेड टू एंड दोज फ्रेंडशिप्स वहीं पे. लाइक गौरीपुर like Tejpur, like Kuti, we are still trying कि उन सब जगहों पे collaborations continue होते रहे. वहाँ के जहाँ पे जिन लोगों के साथ हमने काम किया है वो अभी active part ले, active role ले और जो ये process चल रहा है वो continue होते रहे and जब हम लोग मॉरिसी का शूट कर रहे थे एक चीज़ हमने रियलाइज़ किया था कि बस हम लोगों को एक फिल्म में एक चीज़ चाहिए उस हिसाब से हम लोग किसी को डायरेक्ट करें उसके जगह पे क्या कम्युनिटी के साइड से एक कॉल आ सकता है कि वी वांट समथिंग लाइक दिस और वो कॉन्वर्सेशन जब होने लगा देन दिस कोलैबोरेशंस यूज्ड टू मतलब कि स्टार्टेड टू हैपन ही इज़ अनुपदा जो फोटो मैंने दिखाया था मोहनदा his son and he actually volunteered to give the voice of the boatman like Dimeshwarda gave the voice of the Brahmaputra and another collaboration that happened that's Mirza who is six batch right yeah he is a six batch fellow at that point he was interning with River Project and he showed great interest in writing and he wrote the script for the whole film. And that's Morisika. I will play the trailer. It's a really small one.
Initiative Media. सबसे लास्ट में ही गया इनिशियलाइज मीडिया लिख के हाँ ओके हाँ record review clips set metadata photo numbering add file custom function reset our method firmware update का यहाँ तो नहीं है
We decided to continue making films, but also we decided that we'll try other forms of storytelling as well. And that's how the River Project was born. Here we are attempting to record stories which are passed down through oral retellings, music, drama, dance, and artists, farmers, pastoralists, musicians, filmmakers, all of them are coming together to tell their own stories in their own voices now. That's how the River Project was born. For me, this is the most exciting part of the whole project, River Project. जैसे कि हम लोग जब फिल्म वगैरह बनाते हैं बहुत सारी चीज़ें हम लोग शूट करते हैं बहुत सारी चीज़ें हमें मिलती है लेकिन मैक्सिमम चीज़ें क्या होती है कि एक पॉइंट के बाद किसी हार्ड ड्राइव में रह जाता है एंड वी स्टार्टेड टू try or to find a way जहाँ पे हमको जितना सारा नॉलेज मिला हमको जितना सारा फुटेज मिला is there a way which can be accessible to all? And that's how the archive came into place. And this is the interface of the archive. And I won't go more into details, but this is the interface of the archive. Like Vandana said, it is both online and offline. And this archive is in English now, and like we were working in Assam, so the whole archive was translated into Assamese as well. And there's a theme section. These are the three places. If you click, three different films will also come up. And if you go into themes, we also played around with icons, because it's not just English को हमने असमीज में ट्रांसलेट कर दिया तो हो गया. बहुत सारी जगहों पे क्या होता है कि वो पढ़ना भी मुश्किल हो रहा था, लेकिन हमेशा दिखता है कि वो लोग वहाँ पे स्मार्टफोन चलाते हैं. They are very familiar with the icons. So we came up with icons. Just to explain, if you look at the biodiversity icon on the top second, it's a fish and a bird, which is relatable. If I go into river, if you see the vocal Mohandas, there is no copyright, there is nothing. We are trying to ensure the copyright stays with the community, the storyteller itself. And I'll play a video, and there is also date, on which date it was shot, it was recorded. I'll play a video.
মানে বহুত দিনৰ পুৰণা দেশী চিগাৰেট এটা বিক্ৰী কৰিছিলে দেশী চিগাৰেট বিক্ৰী কৰিছিলে কোম্পানীয়ে মানে তোমাৰ এই ভৰিতে অসুখ মানে কিবা বাঁহ বান্ধি পেলাই ওখ হৈ আহে ডাঙৰ ডাঙৰ দীঘল দীঘল লং পেণ্ট পিন্ধি পেলাই মানে এইটো মানে গাই ফুৰিছিলে দেই এই তেনেকুৱা এটা মানে হেৰি মনত আছে বাৰু অকণমান হ'ব তেনেকৈ গালে হ'ব পুৰণা একদম পুৰণা ও ভ্রমণ কোম্পানিতে গুড়া ও ভালো মশলাই তৈরি করা সুগন্ধিতুর জগতে জোড়া 5 পয়সা পিকে ও ভাই দেশি সিগারেট
So these are some of the conversations which happened, but it's not just the song, it's not just the lyrics of the song, but he remembers how advertise used to happen in older days. And I talked about Dhone, who is a herder, and he is one of the main collaborator and creator now. He is going to places which are inaccessible for us, and now it's on the Siang bed. He is going upstream, just depending on his memory और कहाँ कहाँ पे खुटी हो सकता है. उन सब खुटी में हम लोग जाके क्या देख सकते हैं, वहाँ पे क्या कहानी चल रहा है. And he is taking the offloaded offline app of the river project and showing it to them that this is our story, and he is coming back with their stories, recording on his phone now. And वहाँ से भी interest वो लोग दिखा रहे हैं कि हमारा भी कहानी बनाओ, हमें भी करो. तो those things are happening in the river project. And another thing, this is Gyatso, जो मोरिसिका का part नहीं था, but Gyatso को हम लोग 2018 में पहली बार मिले थे, who is from Jomgo, and Motanji Souls is here from Jomgo only. They are trying to protect the Tista river there. And when we were done with the archive, when we showed it to him, he asked if we can come to Sikkim and to Jomgo and try कि यहाँ पे कुछ हम लोग कर सकते हैं क्या, यहाँ पे community के लिए कुछ हम लोग ऐसा कर सकते हैं क्या जो बाद में भी use हो सकता है. तो the archive may change its form, the online and the offline, the need will be different, the language will be different. So we are also trying to see what are the possibilities there. Again, there also we are spending more time without camera, off camera. That's a ritual, बुमपोर, जहाँ पे वो लोग relics एक हफ्ते के लिए लोगों के घर पे रखते हैं और जब वापस जाते हैं वो bless करके फिर से monastery में वापस लेके जाते हैं. That's Vandana, and on the blue track that's Gyatso. Jivda, जो मोरिसिका में कोलैबोरेटर थे, he is the mentor now, and जीवदा के साथ बस फिल्मिंग ही नहीं, अलग कोलैबोरेशंस भी हो रहे हैं. Like the most recent collaboration was a workshop in the district museum, which is another collaboration I'll talk about, with the kids from Kolibari. And another collaboration जहाँ पे film making या storytelling में हो गया, but we don't have expertise in all sections. बहुत सारी चीज़ों में हमें help चाहिए होता है, and that's why Living Labs जैसा एक space बहुत ज़रूरी है, where we got to know about Aditi and Raviraj. उनके साथ भी collaboration हुआ, where they conducted the workshop with us. And the last thing I will share, Avilash Rajkwa is here, who is the district museum officer, Tejpur, and where the first offloaded app, offline app, and the installation of the river project is at. And I would like to invite Avilash to the stage to talk more about the collaboration, and I would also like to thank Avilash to believe this madness. जब ये archive हुआ भी नहीं था, जब हम लोग share कर रहे थे, he said, yes, मुझे ये चाहिए, हम ये करेंगे एक साथ. And also thanks to all the funders and believers, हम लोग जो कर रहे हैं उसमें believe करने के लिए. And please, Avilash, come.
First of all, Devashish, be on stage with me. So I'm Avilash Rajkwa, District Museum Officer, Tejpur. And I was working in the Soraido World Heritage Project when I started working initially. Then I shifted to a whole different space of the museum, and though it might sound very similar, what jaisa lag sakta hai, museum or archaeology, but it's a totally different space. So from working in the heat, the mud, and then shifting to a space where I had to wear formals, it was a tough transition. And in that transition, I was thinking how to make the museum space more accessible, more welcoming to the new folks. कैसे नए generation को लाया जा सके? Because otherwise, museum क्या है? It's just a space where we are storing old things, where you are displaying old things. But how we can make it more interesting? How can we make the museum more appealing? So ऐसे ही manifest कर रहे थे. So I wanted to add something digital in my museum. And then suddenly out of the blue, last year I met Debashish and Vandana. So within 15 minutes, we were okay, chalo, we are doing it together. So collaboration was done and dusted in 15 minutes. We finalized everything in 15 minutes. I showed them the space in the museum, they liked it. And then we started it on November 20th last year. So now, how and why, first I'll talk about how it is helping us. So first of all, it is making the museum more interesting, let's be honest. So we have a digital archive, kids come and they play with it. The elders, they also come, they also enjoy it. They enjoy it in a different space, the kids enjoy it in a different space. Moreover, this is from last year, our Honorable District Commissioner, sir, he inaugurated it and he was very supportive. And second of all, why we were very interested in introducing the digital archive in the museum, because it provides a new element of research, a new way of research. So when we talk about the past, we talk about understanding the past in a very different way nowadays. So it's the subaltern approach where we try to understand the society through the eyes of the commoners, the common people, not just of the kings and the queens. So I think adding a digital space, adding the elements that Devashish, Vandana, and the whole team of the river project has brought along, it has helped us to formulate new ways of providing the people to extract sources, make new mediums of researches and all. So when I came here, I was not at all prepared and I didn't think what to say and what not to say, but it was a wonderful experience. And I hope we can collaborate more, and we'll look for further avenues. And at the same time, I would also like to thank Green Hub for always being there in direct way. We are not in collaboration in a direct way, but we are always open for collaborations. And we hope that we can join hands in our efforts of conservation. Being a heritage professional, our conservation efforts are a bit different. We go for conservation of stone artifacts, manuscripts and all. But at the same time, as we are in the line of conservation, I think we can join hands in that. And especially requesting the people of Green Hub, we are open for collaborations. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhilash. He is the District Museum Tejpur officer. And these are the places we are working in now. Apart from the 3 places we worked and continue working, this is the team right now. We are just hoping the team will grow. There will be more people talking about their own stories and in their own voices. And that's River Project. We are just hoping the river will take us to a good space, a space of hope, a space of more memories and stories. Thank you. I would now like to invite Mutanchi Souls into the stage. And again, the last collaboration I talked about is in Jombu, and as River Project Collective, I welcome Mutanchi Souls, and they will be singing a song, I'll read it out, which talk about the Tista River and what they feel about the river, what the river is asking, what they are asking to the people. The name of the song, is Let the Tista River Flow Freely. Ongel Sering Lepcha ka ye gana hai, and the meaning of the song is, in the song, it is said that I have made money by selling my land, but instead we should protect our land, our forest, our rivers. We can grow our own food, and future is this. Let our Tista River flow freely. This is our identity. It represents us. In front of you, I present Mutanchi Souls. They'll be singing a song. Thank you.
check.
Hello, check. Hello,
check. Hello. Monitor. Guitar. Sound.
पे थोड़ा मॉनिटर में साउंड दे दीजिए थोड़ा सा
ठीक भैया फूट कर
हेलो
थोड़ा बढ़ा दीजिए ना मुझे साउंड ठीक है सर once again Khamri Mo Namaskar. The title of the song is Rungyu Rem Rungkon, means let the Tista River flow freely.
Darkon, darkon, Shenkon, Blenden, Lunkon, Dangaren, Tupi, Trampotre, Yelzon, Kutlonja, Sundung, Burkon, Tarkon, Shenkon, Lunkon, Tupi, Trampotre, Yelzon, Kutlonja, Sundung, Yunde,
Chimo.
Thank you, Matanchi Souls. You just brought the Tista River back to life for all of us and personified that beautiful river. Thank you. We'll all meet back here after lunch at 2:45. So have a hearty lunch and get back, because now, seriously, officially, the countdown will be beginning to the third day of the Green Hub Festival. Thank you.